button is pressed.
Welcome back to Exalted Dragonblood's 3rd edition, Crimes of Nature. Last time, the crew finally visited the Gunzoda Redoubt, the source of the curse of the amethyst crystallization that had been at the trident of the river, or the split of the river, up to Grey Falls and beyond, and found that, unsurprisingly, it was mad goddamn haunted. In a more surprising level, it was not as haunted as one would expect, as many of the souls of the bodies that would have been normally trapped in the amethyst were released as the field had been deactivated. That field no longer imprisoned them, and the souls that should have been there weren't. Upon further investigation, there were a large number of ghosts that had been contorted by the powers of Oblivion into service as watchdogs, effectively. The hearth moving around them discovered the incredibly haunted interior decoration and structure of Gunzoda as a result of it being a desperation buildup and then just kind of sitting there for 100 years. Went through and discovered the presence of the void elemental, actually, one of the corrupted elementals that had been pressed into service by the tyrant. It had expected that being able to rip the breath out of all of the exalts at one go was going to be a considerably more powerful move against them, cause more panic, allow it to divide and conquer, and then it didn't expect a door to be kicked straight through its entire corporeal existence.
Bold of you to think that Obsidian thinks.
Retweet this if you don't think. The follow-up of that was a messy and brutal execution of the being. And Stalwart Daughter
gradually coughing up glass dust for the next month, at least.
Having smashed into the remains of the kitchen and preparatory area, found that the passageway down to the vault below Gunzoda, at least one of them, had been hidden under the oven that has been smashed to pieces. And the unsettling, disquieting nature of the area is still present, and there is still the sensation of whispers at the absolute edge of hearing that won't go away. So clearly, the hearth is not done yet.
An idea to begin with, though, as we can all just kind of cool down a bit, catch our breaths from having done the fight here. Gather everyone around.
Yeah, as an aside, in my headcanon, post the fight, post the end time talk, it's extremely that we come out of the fight and just whatever blood rage Obsidian was in, he just kind of snaps out of it. Just what? Just sort of like what? Okay.
What I just okay.
Yep.
Milan's
You
eyes are
also have
glowing,
integrity charms.
consumed by the Satsui no Hado. Nah, Milan is catching his breath.
So,
Who is in banner?
Ghetto 1 enters in through, like, this over here.
yeah, that's a hole in the wall that repose clawed/bit/tore out of this crystal building to make a window, because this is a bedroom that had no windows.
And then clack, clack. Oh,
Clack down the track.
down with it over here yet?
There were like a dozen ghosts outside. What did you do?
Oh, normal sorcerer things. Don't worry about it.
Sure.
Did you
okay.
put them to
Evasive
sleep?
things, or
No, I think they just didn't notice me.
Yeah, if you actually look out the window, they have maintained their position of they may be having some of the infection of the whispers of Oblivion in their ear, but they took one look at what was going on inside the building and decided that, I'm not being paid, let alone paid enough to deal with that.
I'm not sure if anyone quite made it to Bonfire during the fight.
I didn't
I
make it a
am
bonfire. I think
a-
I'm glowing or something along those lines.
Milan
a
is
little bit.
incredibly in bonfire.
Yeah, Milan
I,
went
I
straight to
used
bonfire.
all internal,
Milan is
so I'm good to go.
crackling. So with that in mind, just kind of looking at Milan storming a bit. If there is any further resistance waiting for us below, they already know we are here. I would suggest that before we proceed, that pointing vaguely toward the outside of the courtyard, however inert they currently seem to be, that could be made to change. We should do something to resolve them.
Ghost is your territory.
Or which... Alright, so I'll drop out a specific dialogue here as Repose will kind of
Yeah.
do his usual bit of rhetorical warming up and talking around, just preemptively expecting this will sound like a very rude idea that would that anyone might take offense of. So the idea that Repose has is, so these are a bunch of ghosts of soldiers,
Yep.
who are just kind of coasting on a residual sense that this is their home that they are supposed to protect.
Yes.
And we do have here a couple of gentlemen from their hated rival country. So, the thought that Repose puts together is, so if either of you or both of you go out and announce your surrender, make a scene out of giving a speech to these ghosts that they've won, they can go home.
Stand down.
Cracks
Is
knuckles.
there a big door over here, by the way? Wait, hold on. Is there a big door, right here-ish?
There is a way out, yeah.
Okay. Obsidian, throw me.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, so figure we can make a big old die pile here. Going to offer up manipulation occult to have in mind keywords that would remain memorable to someone.
Actually, hey,
Mhm.
hey, Darren.
Yes.
Never mind. I'm mixing up the Gonzoda Redoubt with other stuff.
Okay.
I thought that this was not the capital I incident. This was
No.
Yeah. So when it's all hey, actually, if this was I would have been a known higher official in the army, but no.
No.
Anyway,
These are not folks who would have specifically crossed
I
paths
throw a
with
spanner.
All right, so contributing as well, assistance to whoever makes the speech. Repose will just a nice 4 of help. Here are the things to emphasize that will catch someone's attention even when they are 90% outside their own head.
All right, so Angler gets 4 dice from the assist and 2 dice done for being thrown through the doors out into the courtyard and just having the entire mass of half corporeal, half their ghosts turn around, just like this kind of Metal Gear alert question mark. Just, what?
Oh, that was too much. I can't do it. If only I had someone to surrender to, conveniently right here.
Obsidian has smacked his face.
What am I rolling?
So what
You
you're
gave me a
rolling...
bunch of extra dice.
Sorry, this would be probably manipulation socialize, just for knowing the keywords that Repose is feeding.
Yes, of course. So manipulation, socialize plus the 4. Oh boy.
Yeah. +4, +2.
+4, +2. Okay, so that's 6. Oh, that's a lot. 7 successes.
Just make a
Managed
big
to-
old dramatic showing out of, you got
Oh,
me.
I'm owned. You got me. I'm owned.
Heck.
I, representative of the Blessed Isle, concede that my ass is thrashed.
Proposes mockingly, provided you with a bunch of the kinds of things they say at the 7th.
Bradway, you had something to mention?
Oh, I was going to go with the route of, oh, you have captured me, great grandchild of the Scarlet Empress. You've done it. You have won.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
that's good. No.
But-
With
but
some
I'm not-
successes,
great-grandchild.
the backup is not necessary,
Yeah.
as several of the ghosts just kind of discorporate on the spot, just get yanked straight into the cycle of reincarnation because they waver so heavily that they no longer have the willpower to resist being dragged back into reincarnation, while the others look like they're probably going to go in a certain amount of time, but maybe not right now, but have very much gone, surrender, victory, win, right, okay. What do we do with... What do we do after that? Okay, step 1 is secure prisoners. People on the inside got that. Right, defend perimeter! Right, make sure this isn't a sneak attack. And they immediately go out to the walls and stand their posts and look like they're not gonna get moved.
Alright, got him good and distracted.
Oh, they all left. All right, fine. And he just stands up, dusts himself off, and walks back inside.
That should do.
One ghost. Step 3, execute the prisoners.
That ghost does not last.
Nope.
We come back out here and they've finished constructing a crystal guillotine. Somehow.
Chakram just comes flying out from the inside of the building and just takes it out and comes right back. No, we are not doing this.
So, now, any other preparations to make?
Do I hear anyone on ghost sense
There-
outside of the guard?
Does Ghost Sense specifically only detect immaterial?
It detects specifically immaterial and out to long range.
No.
Okay.
Is the way forward obvious?
There is a hole in the ground with a ladder in it.
There's a mystery basement.
The horse found a ladder.
Is there anything I can do as a,
Good horse.
high perception nerd to sniff it or something?
Perception awareness to get an idea of what's going on. Either like look down, see if you can find an angle to see down in it, listen at it.
Drop something in.
If you get a 2 dice stunt, you will recover a willpower, correct?
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
A 5. Well, 6, actually.
It's a bit echoey and it's a far way down, but you can hear a pair of voices arguing about something. And one of them sounds kind of familiar. Actually, they both sound a little familiar. One less than the other.
Can I look at the ladder? Is it going to be really rickety if we go down it?
I mean, it's made of solid amethyst infused to the ceiling and the ground, so
Probably not then.
yeah.
Has anything disturbed the surface of the ladder?
Actually, yeah.
This is all big slabs of rock crystal. It'll scratch easily if, say, some sort of very
Right,
armored
okay.
hand had recently gripped it.
I also want to I want to get
There-
powder out of my cabinet that will oxidize very reactively to any traces of whatever. I don't know. I'm just trying to find yieldy investigation powder and throw it on there. Because he's not going to have fingerprints or anything, but
You don't actually need to use a powder or anything because with that level of perception successes, you can see that there are handprints and footprints that have disturbed dust on the amethyst, but they are not armored. They look like just bare hands and simple shoes, and
Huh.
relatively recent.
okay, this is stupid. Is there something I can anchor a rope to?
The rung of a ladder.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna rappel down following everyone else. and try to be in stealth mode and make it look like I'm not even in there.
I will warn you up front, there are active voices talking down there that you can hear. This is going to be a very difficult stealth thing. If you go down there, it's likely you're going to be noticed. Do you want to try anyway?
Yes.
How long of
Okay.
a drop down is it?
3 stories.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
That's like one range band. That's not much.
So I
2
mean,
ish.
so if we dropped down, there's a good chance we would take minimal, if no, damage from it.
Yeah, if you think an athletics roll or a charm to justify it, yeah, you could just jump straight down. Now,
Anglers
that would
just,
not be stealthy.
Yeah, well, no. Angler's just looking like, I'm just going to jump down. The faster we get to the voices at the bottom, the better.
Well, does anyone think they can beat a 6 for identifying these voices?
No.
Oh, sure.
At
Sorry.
this
Now,
distance,
that
we
was
have
for
vague
hearing.
familiarity.
Identifying can be a different roll. That would be... let me double check the sheet. For this... Yang, give me a wits integrity roll.
let's confirm my integrity is. The hell is integrity? Where's it?
Who's got
there it
that?
is. Okay, 3. Cool.
I do, but I don't know what we're looking for yet.
Integrity sounds bullshit.
That's a
You made
4,
that
dude.
up. That's a fake skill.
The voices sound very familiar. It sounds like several people that, like, you know that sensation where you hear someone talking across a crowd and you know that you know them, but you can't identify who? That's the feeling you're getting from one of them. And the other one is right on the tip of your tongue. Like, it sounds like someone that you've heard before in a different context. You're so close.
Was it in Parliament? No. Was it at Tea House? No. Just kind of fussing with hair.
They sound high pitched, low pitched, basso, rumble, soprano.
You're
What's up?
you're saying it's something that's familiar that you can't put your finger on.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I'm always just there.
Looks at the rest of the crew. Something
is
that
the
you
voice?
can't quite remember.
Crack knuckles. Cough small amount of glass dust.
Rippling with lightning.
Where roughly in the room below were they? Are they close to the ladder? One direction away from the ladder, north, south, east, west?
They're north-ish from the ladder. Well, that's actually... I have it directionally north from the next map, but it would be south. It would be back towards the inside center of the... But yeah, it's like maybe 20, 30, 40 feet from the ladder southwards.
Okay. Are we ready to go in? I could try to, like, if one of you hold my ankles, I could try to hide upside down, like lean in upside down and kind of see if I can gather any information.
Obsidian would merely look at the rest of the crew and say, we're engaging.
I have an
Virginia,
idea. Milan gets on Angler's back, I get on Obsidian's back. You both grab the ladder and slide down as fast as you can while hooting and hollering. And then we jump from your shoulders at them in a surprise attack.
Why use a ladder?
Well,
Because
okay,
the
just jump
ladder is
down.
there.
If we're entering in, Obsidian is going to just
Do you want to
jump.
break your ankles?
Obsidian will be fine.
Whatever. Point is, we're going to use you like Gundams. I think that's going to be cool.
I think Milan will be fine too.
Milan can fly.
has
But yeah, Milan is
has
there
air
and
aspect.
at bonfire.
Milan is in
so-
banner.
Milan is
Oh, yeah,
walking
right.
down the air.
Falling damage.
Yeah, I just jumped down the ladder then.
Milan is
I would jump first.
elevatoring down.
All right, so that's 3 people jumping down. That'll be just.
I'm going
shifting.
last.
Okay. Just shifting
I'm
to the
good.
next map, assuming everyone is going.
Yeah, I'll just jump.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna, suspend myself with grasping vine shot so I don't fucking die. But
All right. Welcome to map.
Yeah, I thought so.
oh hey, it's you.
Standing before you are three figures that are quite familiar in their own ways. First, at the far end of the room, Old Man can recognize instantly, and the others can recognize with a little recollection of their flashbacks, Oak in the prime of his youth, but he looks wrong. There are threads of dark purple bruising, like that almost match the color of the environs around, matching through the veins like shattered glass across his body.
Is he tangible? Or is
Yes.
he wispy?
He is
That meat
tangible.
over there.
Well, okay. Repose would be able to tell that is materialized.
Hmm.
And in front, on the left, is the assassin god from the Isle that was visible on the rooftops from a distance that Onyx described. It is an immense 15-foot tall chunk of... Actually, when you look at it, is that star metal? What is that? Every time you get to focus your eyes and look further, it feels like the metal is different. It is a different alloy, a different shade, a different texture. It is something new, constantly shifting. And then to the right, everybody roll me wits integrity.
I gotta check what that is for me. Oh, I have integrity 5. Dope. You'll see it.
That is 5 successes.
6.
4.
Angler, you and only you will make... Okay, Old Man
Seven.
gets
Old
it
Man.
for free. 7 is your threshold to break through Arcane Fate. So if Angler spends a willpower, you will be able to recognize him.
Done. I'll go right back to 6.
So you remember that runner in the forest cabin that was lost and came back and gave you the description of Rancorous Dirge?
Yep.
Do you remember that bartender who almost killed Old Man by serving him a flaming drink? Do you remember that port authority who was suspiciously incredibly intense about compounding your boat? All of those faces suddenly collapse into place as just... How did you not see that? It was all the same guy. Just slightly different facial hair, slightly different makeup, different clothing. Just the mannerisms were all so different that you never made the connection.
You were all along. Hearth Walnuts, it was you the whole time.
Jeff.
How dare you?
Hmm.
How dare you
How's-
sully the
does it
good
look
name
like
of Hearth
these two?
Walnut?
Facing a crowd.
Mostly this guy.
I get what you're going for, but how dare?
And as the loud thunks stomp into the ground, as everybody is either lightly landing, heavily landing, or landing, fast enough to not break your legs, the oak figure kind of looks over the group with just kind of a look of, yeah. Not delighted, not angry, just a kind of resignation of like, yep. The assassin god very slowly turns around with an immense bulk and has a no mask in the front of its body, like right in the hunch of the shoulder where its face should be. Its current expression placid and emotionless, while the executor turns with an exasperated look to the rest of you. Now of all times.
Not even an extreme reaction. Just bored. That's insulting.
I mean, as far as now of all times, you did sort of honk the horn by turning off the redoubt.
I didn't do that. He points a finger back at Oak. That thing its assistant you just murdered, and their master did. I was here to clean up the mess, while you were busy cleaning up another one, but apparently you went off schedule. Again!
And what mess should we have been cleaning?
Your own.
You're gonna have to be more specific. We're garbage people and we make a lot of messes.
At least you understand.
Chuckles at that. Correct.
The executor just takes a step forward, just lividly glaring at the lot of you. Do you have the slightest inkling?
No.
Most remote understanding of how dangerous you have been?
To whomst?
Gestures widely again.
Darren, I'd like to roll read intentions on that gesture.
Go right ahead.
Right. How does he feel about gestures at everything? Because I'm assuming, I'm assuming he's referring to creation.
So, just give me a second while I think about that response. Exhausted contempt. It is the look of someone who is actually 5 successes. You recognize the look of a bureaucrat at the end of his line. He is not. This isn't the vibe you were expecting of a cackling sort of, I'm here to destroy the world and everything in it kind of situation. This is someone who is like a couple of pieces of bad news from keeling over dead of just stress, of someone who has been in a situation where he feels that it is not safe to tell anyone, and very likely is not, and has been trying to dig his way out of a grave. Now, does anyone else want to roll their own angles of read intentions on him before he goes on, or?
Unless people very strongly want to hear him continue to monologue, I have an action I would like to attempt on this scene.
Oh, I know what I figured as much, but go
Can I
ahead.
roll a read intentions real quick though before you get to
Get
the
your
action?
reads in.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I phrase this properly. Angler is looking at him and seeing, like, I'm guessing he's looking to see how far over his head is he, and also, is it because of his own stupidity or is it because of the system he runs? Is really what I'm going for.
All right, go ahead.
And then I have one social check to do before everything else.
All right. What's the check you want to run before I get the answer?
Well, let's get Angler's answer first.
It is his own fault, but not out of incompetence. This is someone who made one snowballing mistake, and out of a fear for his own position and a fear of a lot of things, and just bloody stubborn-minded, I can fix this myself, has been getting in deeper and deeper.
Okay, thank you.
And because Obsidian, after all this bullshit, does actually want some goddamn answers, he is going to very forcibly very angrily say, tell us exactly what we are doing wrong, because all we have been doing is going around this region, solving problems, trying to end, like, fix people suffering, is trying to make people's lives better in the most part, and this is apparently the worst fucking thing in your eyes.
The arms out to his sides slump as you say this, just kind of dangling by like the sleeves and the pockets on his robe. In a better world, you would not be my problem. But that's not the world we live in. And anyone who has danger sense or is immediately on edge may roll wits perception.
Just
I'm
like
gonna
the two
say-
attributes together, or
Fuck.
wits awareness?
Wits awareness. Thinking of, yeah.
I have
I'm watching
nonsense.
him, so I'm gonna guess I can roll this. I do not have danger sense per se.
And I would say Angler is enough on edge of.
I was very much on edge up there. I still have that adrenaline going through me. There are threats in every shadow.
Repose is too busy thinking about current plan. Angler notices it a hair bit too late. Milan notices that all of his grand gesticulations with his hands and his leaning into it. You're realizing that he's feinting a monologue and his hand is going for something hidden in a pocket.
This
All right.
all happens as him and Obsidian are grandstanding at each other.
Yeah, it sounds like
Yeah.
we're going to pretty briskly get into
All right,
into fight
Since
zone.
I notice it, can
Yes.
I make an opening move?
You may roll join battle with 3 die stunt, but I will say, to set up the way I need this fight to work, he does need to do this successfully. This is a matter
I
of
wasn't-
if
I
you are
wasn't-
on your toes.
I wasn't going to roll an attack. I was going to roll a social action.
Go ahead.
Did you get both my letters?
Yes, and that's why I'm saving you two for myself. And he pulls out from his pockets with both hands, in each, a
So,
black mirror and shatters them by squeezing his grip.
so before that gets underway, though, because I feel like the thing I wanted to do in this lead up
Go ahead.
can happen tangentially to everything else that just went down. So Repose, actually, upon the vibe managing to get out that there's a heavenly agent, which he could also infer from there's that stray divinity. Repose has been very relaxed, and with very slight, subtle twists and turns of posture, has avoided the gaze of either of these folks and is just very aloofly, pointedly ignoring them, and instead looks past them directly at Oak, and with a bit of bringing of hands together and a slight bow and looking up at him while bowed down to the floor. Might you introduce yourself? Just spoken with like strange, hushed, almost non-voice that he uses when addressing the departed. He is just going to etiquette at someone who reminds him of a dead man.
I am that which was left. And that is about the moment that the mirrors shatter. And in the perceptions of Old Man and Milan, Repose, Yang, Shield, Angler, the Executor, and the Oak and the Executor just disappear. They're gone. And for a brief moment, you just, what the fuck? And then you look down, and the spaces that they were standing in, their reflections are still there. Meanwhile, Yang and
We're gonna
Obsidian
do
Shield
some,
are stuck within what appears to be a reflected area, purple tinted, standing across the specter of Oak. And Repose and Angler are stuck in their own mirror dimension, facing the god.
Interesting.
doing some Shards of Infinity. We're here in the Mirror Zone, fighting the Mirror Man.
All right, who wants their boss fight to go first?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
All
We
right.
have volunteers. Wood team.
As a result of a dialogue going south, I get to use a charm.
Yes, you do.
Remember to swap it back to the to their
I gotta see what the cost.
Diplomacy has
Round
failed.
1.
Rebel 1. Fight. Oh my god, I've gotten to the point of so many charms I gotta start sorting these by
Yep.
school.
somehow
I can't just go
audibly
anymore.
echoing through the mirrors, the broken mirrors, shards, and everything. Is go? What? I don't even get to fight my own former student?
Anywho, Yellow Wary Dog. Dialogue has gone south. I get to roll Charisma Socialize as join battle.
What is joint battle? Oh, there
Just-
it is. It's just
yeah.
there. It's 11.
So that's a 9 for me. Or 8.
I have a pretty firm idea of how I want this to go. F. Bryce. I think that's 9.
Sorry, just Obsidian going over here and going, oh, gross, 9. Yeah, damn, would be shame. Obsidian tries and gets an 8. Yeah, it's a 9 too.
Okay, so let me just add the turn timers.
Should play Hades one of these days. These,
You should.
now that it's died down in popularity. Interesting.
Okay, so Yang with 6 is a 9.
How melee does Yang have to be nowadays? I cannot keep track of it anymore.
I'm fine.
Okay.
My dodge is 5. My brawl's 3. I'll be fine.
Well, it was
Yeah,
mainly...
he can do a kick. He can
Step
do a
1, no, well, it was mainly where do I have to be? Yang is the DPS here, I'm the tank. I'm holding aggro.
Oh, I know. I'm planning for this.
I'm going to turn 1, cast cover. Pass out.
I don't think Yang has any positional, so you can be pretty loose about dodging mechanics.
No, he has
Go
one
for it, go.
position.
All right. So,
Now remember
Turn
to
opener.
stand on the panel so that we can fight our Atomos.
the specter of Old Man's former student simply glares at the two of them. And shatters, leaving a aura that implodes inwards as the false chill of humanity disappears from around it, and leaving out a fractally branching set of ruined tree branches and roots that frame the air to create a humanoid silhouette and reach inward to create the expressions of facial expressions and other details as the actual form of the Nephrak reveals itself.
Hey Yang, do bodies normally do that?
Only if they're a pure asshole.
Cool.
Okay, so let me actually hang on. I need to show. There we go. And just because I really like how this token came out, take a There is a good look for the stream.
You can actually hover over and press Shift plus Z, and that will actually put it on everyone's screen.
Oh, really? Okay. Hang on.
It embiggens it, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So yeah, there is a empty space surrounded by broken tree limbs that has created this Nephrak.
Bold of you to do this to the wood aspects.
As it claps its hands together, and your stomachs just drop as something in the air goes rancid, as it begins to focus sorcerer's motes.
Oh, gross.
Oh, your vibes. Your vibes, though.
Your vibes are rancid.
All right, Yang's turn.
Well, that sucks. I'm gonna. What is this thing?
This is a void ghost that is left behind. So
No, I mean
remember how
this tile.
that's the ladder.
Okay, I'm gonna brace myself against the ladder, and
Oh,
I'm
boy.
gonna cast Thousand Thorn Artillery
All right.
and put a ballista right here. You have to defend the cart. This puzzle fight is you have to defend the archer.
Yeah, no, I got this.
Can I do anything else after the clawing thing?
I believe it's a simple action to deploy it.
Reflexive instant, yeah.
Oh wait, reflexive?
That's what it says here. Well, it's probably no. I probably just change it from reflexive, so let's say it's simple.
Okay.
And I'm gonna press the QTE button and have a flashback to Repose lecturing me about something. Can I do some sort of roll about like what would this thing hate the most? What do I fire life at, or do I fire
what's it called?
kill at it?
What's it called? So, Oak, the spirit of Oak, was exorcised in part. The higher soul of Oak was exorcised by Old Man in the wild. Basically, all that was left of Oak as a person that was redeemable, that had joy and memory and life, is gone. That was what was let go in the wild pocket, and the only thing that was left was the endless hunger for an eternal life and power. And then that got thrown into the underworld, and that's what you're looking at here. It is a ravenous, broken, open mouth to devour power and light. It
Hold on
is.
a
Hey,
second.
Repose told it to get mad and go back to the living underworld and get mad, and that's exactly what happened.
Repose, we need to talk about your bedside manner.
What?
I mean, honestly, I'm gonna be honest. It seems like pretty much a success.
Name
on
one
that
thing
front.
this has done wrong.
Yeah, it's actually doing pretty good as far as going and doing that job. You know.
So
I mean,
it hates.
Do you consider turning off the redoubt as good or bad?
It's good.
Who can say if things are good
This
or
land
bad?
is no longer a
how
cursed
do you
murder
feel
zone.
about amethyst stocks in the future?
So it hates.
We get cheap glass for years.
It is,
That's
it,
great.
is, it is the antithesis of life. It is consumptive desire to exist eternally at the expense of
Oh, I have an
everything
idea.
else.
You know those parasitic orchids we made?
Yes.
I'm gonna make a seed bomb with some super fertilizer and put those into the crossbow. And I'm gonna spend the rest of my action just like making some sort of, I'm gonna grow parasitic orchids on them.
Yes. Okay. That's the rest of your turn as you begin to just shovel seeds into a pile of manure you pull out of your
So
shelf.
it's just like
as-
mechanics-wise, you're aiming, but flavorfully,
Yeah,
what
I'm
you're doing
aiming
is
right now.
preparing
Yeah,
this
exactly.
special ammo.
This is the aim action.
Yeah, with I'm doing a stunt aim pretty much.
Hold up, I'm opening up charms.
And yeah, I'm just gonna shout at Obsidian like, okay, go defend the tank. Go beat the tank. Go get him. I'm not panicking. Go get him.
Bear with, this is not me pausing in characters, this is me pausing in, there it is, melee chart, hello. Zooms in.
Yeah, it's my turn.
Okay.
Sorry, I want to go. Yeah, that's how.
Obsidian just slides in between Oak and Yang. Just says to Yang, just tell me when you're gonna fire. And just looks at Oak and sort of gives him a look of like, you better bring it. And I am making Yang my ward.
All right.
It's Flame Warren Sands, simple, 1 scene, 3 motes, 2 initiative.
Okay. Just give me a second to go back and reference the sheet as the turn order rolls back around.
Rolls around, mote pool goes up.
Everybody regenerates 5 motes. I need to start writing page number references for this sheet. There we go. The Spectre of Oak almost seems to ignore the statement from S.H.I.E.L.D. and is just still focusing on weaving. And as you are watching, it is literally like bringing hands together, pulling them apart in threads, like it is weaving a cat's cradle. And as you are watching, this is distinctly different than any sorcery you have ever seen Milan or Old Man cast. This is something wrong. This is something perverse. This is not how the life energy of the world should be flowing. This is probably necromancy of some form.
I know how to fix his little red wagon. Oh no.
All right.
Is that good?
That's
And
8 sorcerer's motes that have been channeled.
Plus the 3 from earlier. That is a total of 11, and it can activate its Sorcerer's Initiation to exactly hit what it needs to. And it casts Flesh Slothing Wave.
Ah, nice.
Oh,
As its hands rip the threads and rip them apart by wrenching its hands out to either side and tearing the knot apart from the inside as a pressure wave of just shadow bursts forward and rolls over Obsidian Shield and Yang.
Meatwave.
How do I block this?
You don't. Well, okay, this is going to... You can apply your parry, but you cannot apply your
Did I ever take off the weed mask?
You didn't say you did.
Would that do anything here?
Well, let him finish describing what's happening.
Yeah.
So, what is happening is that this is an undodgeable decisive attack that is using a different system than the normal decisive attack.
So block is still applicable if you have a source of block.
Yeah, if you have parry, you can apply parry to the incoming attack.
All right. Let's see if he can beat. That's right, parry 8.
All right, what is your parry?
Also,
Yang?
actually, can I save that because I was prepping for whatever was incoming, that I can apply my blocking specialty to this?
Yes.
All right, then that is parry 9.
All right, Yang, what is your parry?
Where is that listed?
under armor of defense.
0?
That can't be right.
Dex plus brawl halved. Plus any
No, it'd be
weapon
3.
defense.
It'd be 3 then, because if
Okay,
you were
so
completely
parry
unarmed.
3 and parry 9.
Although,
4 unarmed, actually, I think. No, wait, unarmed counts as light weapons. Never mind.
actually, it doesn't matter. To defend it, take a defend other action that extends its benefits for one scene without needing to defend,
Wait,
take defend
entire
other
scene?
action. My warden stance lasts the entire scene. That's why it takes a whole turn to set up. Must remain close. Yada yada yada. I believe I'd have to look up the actual thing in the thing, but I think this means that Yang gets my parry.
That'd be pretty handy.
There is a reason that this is a good charm, and I am very upset that I barely ever get to use it.
This is the time.
So, hey, I designed all 3 of these boss fights with exactly who would be going where and what they would be facing.
She takes a defend other action that extends its benefits for one scene. Her ward must be within close range. So what is the defend other action?
That is, they must get past your defense to hit them.
Okay, so there you go.
Yeah, so the only parry that matters is yours right now.
Unfortunately, if I get hit, then we both get hit. I'm using Passage of Arms, yes. As a shield of flame comes out.
Of your sword.
Well, it hits. Or wait. Hang on. Does this attack roll double 10s or not on the spell? Because that's the difference. This is the difference between it hitting or not.
You ass man.
Hey, you'll still mitigate it, right?
No.
Oh.
The way
Well.
damage works in
What
Exalted
happens
is
if we just fall down and die?
It's a good question.
Mega Man.
Okay, so... Okay, control spell, essence bonus dice to the attack. Okay, it does not double 10s. So you are barely able, basically, to break your sword down into the ground, smash it into the amethyst, and force the wave to crest sides around it and go around you. And there's nothing organic that it touches, but just as it brushes past you, the slightest bit, you are absolutely certain that your flesh and skin would have just come off like wet clay. And that is
How? Okay. Remind me again how clashes work.
you can contest an incoming attack by rolling your own attack against it.
Yeah, normally they happen if you are acting at the same time as someone else and you attack into each other.
Yes. There are charms that can let you clash outside of that order, and I believe you have some.
Well, yes. But I've already decided to use my parry, so that is too late, correct?
Believe so.
There's always more turns.
Okay. Yang, your turn.
So I've got the crossbow bolt. I'm gonna aim. Okay, actually, first we have to go back. Remember when I read that sorcery book without knowing Old Realm? Still the pictures,
Yes.
right?
Yes, you do.
Would it have told me where the pressure points that you need to do sorcery are, like where the chakra goes in and out of?
The meridians you would know that, but also you're fighting the Void Ghost that is using both sorcery and necromancy, so you have an idea of where to aim. You can't guarantee what it's going to do.
Can I cross-reference with the pose he just did to attack us with the pose in the sorcery book and make my best guess of like where?
Yes, I will
One
give you a
would be-
two. I will give you a 2 dice stun for doing so.
And I'm going to fire at that. And that's, what is this? Do I roll? I have to use war or something for the ballista.
So artillery-wise, I believe you need a war roll, and I ruled that Obsidian could let you use his war and your an attribute while you double action on this.
This is good
Okay.
because I don't really have a plan for this turn. So let's say that my
Your
action
turn
for
will be
this turn-
contributing.
Yes.
All right.
Okay,
So your war is probably 5.
Oh, are you taking my war score or a war roll from me?
war
Probably the
score.
Score. Then I'm
Okay,
going to roll
so-
it.
So it is dexterity plus war.
Int or perception plus war for
Enter
siege
perception.
weapons.
Well, my perception is 5, so we'll just use that.
There you go.
There you go.
So 10.
So
And then we'll
is
12.
Is this withering or decisive?
Oh, would I crash myself if I decisive?
You would
I'm
go
gonna
down
wait.
to 3.
I'm going to wither.
All right, so if this is withering, then well, what is our formal range this is being fired at?
It is at medium range right now.
All right, medium range artifact siege weapons have +5 accuracy for withering.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you get a
Artifact
plus
siege
5.
weapons are fucking
So
huge.
12 plus 5,
Mhm.
I guess. All right.
They're really bad for close range combat, but as long as you have
Jesus
some spacing
Christ!
to work with,
Hmm.
yeah.
Well,
so base
Gideon
damage
duck!
20, overwhelming 5.
So I guess I'm gonna fire a crossbow bolt with parasitic seed powder on it directly at a chakra point if I can.
all right.
If
so,
if you rolled 17 successes, I think it goes exactly where you wanted to on like a
yeah,
microscopic level.
I'm just double checking to see exactly how many threshold successes you're getting. You hit. I'm just saying you hit, but
I'm
doesn't
gonna
matter
laugh if once again Obsidian does not get to use any of his class charts because
You just saved my life.
oh, So I have a trick for this actually that is going to be happening. But okay, so it is using its parry of 6, and you roll 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that is 11 threshold successes on your damage. And artifact siege weapon damage is
20, and you do not include strength, so just 20.
so
20 plus,
you're rolling 31 for damage.
like 31 dice.
Yes.
How much soak is there
Oh
on
right.
What's the oak soak?
No. Okay, no, not yet.
Okay.
Layers.
That roll don't exist. I forgot about the soak.
Woo!
17. So 31 minus 17.
That is way more. That is way more reasonable.
14 dice. You were rolling 14 dice.
Ah.
14.
Good
That's
one.
damn thing.
She's gotta be
Oh,
good.
17. Damn. All right.
So 14 then.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Still
better.
a lot.
It's still a lot.
Okay, now does it want to use this on this attack? Because I feel like the answer is yes, but I want to double check.
But I used up so much good dice in a row.
I know, right? It sucks.
Every other boss fight's gonna suck now.
Okay, no, it's
Yeah,
actually
just
going to take
pretend
this
I
one on the chin. It's going to.
Really?
Yep. It has a plan. It has an idea.
So you gain 9 initiative.
Yeah, you gain 8 initiative, I believe.
The
So
base
up to
1 for the
17?
hit, and then.
All right, so
the
9.
damage
So
for the
you're
hit.
at 18 initiative, and it is at 2.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, your ballista bolt just lodges directly in, like, probably near the heart of the empty space. That when the bolt goes through, it is very suddenly tangible. Before the bolt, like, distributes the seeds out into the branches reaching out from the center, and then clatters to the floor as it suddenly kind of reasserts itself as no, there's nothing here. And you can see the fertilizer and the seeds starting to branch out on the rest of the roots and the twigs and stuff. But otherwise, seems actually unimpressed. It just kind of dusts off the front of it and looks at you.
I'm just gonna glare at him and whisper, "I'm gonna make a fucking ecosystem out of you."
All right. Top of the round.
Yes, and as the round starts, it uses one of its boss actions, because I'm using those even with the two of you,
No,
To-
we deserve it.
to raise out a pair of fingers, snap them, and the glittering purple light in the room suddenly goes dark. It's as though a bunch of, like, if this place had been ambiently lit by the sun, it's as though curtains dropped in front of everything and you can barely see as the whispers on the edge of your perception suddenly amp all the way up. They are now as loud as someone speaking directly into your ear, and they bring with them constant visualizations of bad things, of horrible ways people can die, horrible ways people have died, suffering, pain, impulses to do your own, to impulses of self-harm, just horrible visualization starts flooding your mind. Both of you need to roll Wits Integrity versus a difficulty of 4.
Oh, okay. Let's see here.
Does Obsidian have the Integrity Mastery? No, wait. Yes, it is the only Integrity charm I have.
I have an Integrity Excellence. How would I even know that? Probably not.
I mean,
I was gonna give willpower.
Well, roll your dice and see what you need.
yeah. You can remember, you can choose to spend willpower if you make or do not make the check.
Yes.
You should probably use that
I'm
willpower.
Yeah,
going
will
to
make a difference
use
there.
a willpower.
Good choice.
Choice.
Yang
Yeah.
is probably honestly used to a degree of thoughts like this, if not this intense, and just
This is
Has-
the bad times. I hate when it gets like this, but you know, it's just
has internal coping mechanisms to deal with this, and probably to a degree from the post-traumatic stress. Just Obsidian does as well, to both of them just going, "Oh wow, loud today. Need to kick this into overdrive like now," and just immediately start to wrangle focus into your brain as you do what helps with your normal level of bad brains, and that actually gets a look of rather annoyed contempt out of the Spectre.
By the way, was this the... No, this is your boss action, not
Yeah,
start.
that was the boss action, Dawn of Dead Stars. All right, Yang, Yang.
Yang again with 18 initiative.
well. All right. Do I have to reload?
Yes, actually, on the ballista, you do need a turn to reload.
Can I do an aim action can I concoct something while I'm doing it?
You could.
Yes, this will count as your reload, your aim, and I'll let you do something depending on how big it is.
I'm gonna do the same thing again as preparing a special crossbow bolt, but I'm gonna get out some bioluminescent liquid.
Okay.
I'm just gonna start, trying to figure out ways to tape that vial into the crossbow so I can, give a notion in this ecosystem I'm making. Also light him up with something so it doesn't really matter what he's doing.
It's time to draw maps.
And that is my
All right, shield.
Obsidian's going to ready a stance, and that is its action.
Okay.
And holding position, waiting to see what this guy does.
Steps in towards short range from Yang and close range to Obsidian. And let me look at the options. I think just the old reliable on this one. As rather than revving up with the Sorceress Weave or invoking the powers of Oblivion, a hand just lashes out from the side, reaching for your throat.
Okay. So, I'm going to...
Oh, that's not a good attack for you, buddy.
that's
I'm going to clash this.
All right.
Now, here's my question. Can I... So, in the charm that I'm reading, it says, reflexively clash with a withering attack. Okay?
Yeah, yes.
Can I use a withering attack charm?
Yes.
If it is reflexive, then yes, explicitly.
Dope. So, we are going to say that, because, again, this is just how I play a character. I just never buy things preemptively, unless I know
That's
something's
good.
coming. I'm sparking 2 charms, mainly because there's a prerequisite buy for this.
Yeah, that's good.
I am initiating Fire Incites Water to the Ride of Clouds.
Nice.
Reflexively clash and attack against you with a withering attack. Do not gain initiative from this attack. Success creates a steam cloud that grants allies initiative for every 10 roll.
All right.
And I am initiating this with Crimson Fang Bite,
Oh God.
which adds the higher of essence or strength. In this, it is strength of 5 to the raw damage of a withering attack.
All right. Make sure you track your motes expenditure.
Yeah, so give me a hot second to find out how much I just spent there. Okay, so Fire and Sights is 4 motes and 3 initiative.
Okay. So,
What's up?
Yeah, if you're using Fire and Sight's water, this is one that creates the clash and doesn't take up your normal action to do it. So you could also do something else with your regular action.
Okay, that's what it means by reflexively
Yeah,
clash.
reflexively clash an attack without it counting as your attack for the round.
What a weird
It's really weird phrasing.
There's a reason I think after Essence 4 I will discuss seriously whether or not we want to give Essence a try, but we'll get there.
Oh, dang, I just realized that I actually had something I could have done off of parrying an attack that I'm defending an... oh well. There are so many things you have to juggle as a defensive person in this. Anyway. Sorry, I had the numbers going here. Fang is... So, by the way, this is how much I'm spending to do this. This is, and I'm going to use peripheral, because I feel like that is a better, thing for this. So that's 7 peripheral motes, 1 willpower, and for...
Then your initiative cost as well.
Yes, Water Riot is 3 initiative. Reminder, I don't gain initiative from doing this. But if I roll 10s, that's more initiative for Yang.
Yep.
So this is a Withering with a raw damage of 14.
So roll the Withering to see how hard you flash. The attack roll first.
Also, I am spending 6 motes on my attack roll because I successfully parried once, which means I have started the ramp up on
for the excellency
on the void on the melee mastery. So there goes another 6. By the way, yeah, I have probably just extremely, as he comes in, just bursted into flames as I'm going in on this. All right, so that's 13 with Hey Yang, you get 3 initiative.
Yay!
Oh, hold on, that was the accuracy roll, wasn't it?
Is it only on the damage roll?
You need to clash you need to roll accuracy to establish how hard you clash, then you roll damage.
Okay, so wait, not the accuracy just yet. Reflexively clash an attack with a withering attack. Do not gain. Okay, yes, on the damage roll. Okay, so that's just the accuracy.
Okay, so yeah, you have 1, 2, 3, 12. You have 10 threshold successes on the damage.
Okay, and then that's with a +5 on top of that for Wolfang.
And that will be against a soak of 17.
So, just 5. Because that would have been 15.
I believe this is how it works.
What's your base withering damage in there?
Oh, right, because that's a different... There's the accuracy and then...
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, shoot, sorry. I rolled my withering damage roll.
Okay.
I would have had 3 less rolls on that.
Okay.
I can do a reroll.
Sure.
Obsidian doesn't attack much, so this gets very confusing. Anyway. That feels alright.
Anyway,
yeah.
I started blasting.
Obsidian
instead, which is fine. Taking 3 dice off feels about right.
Time stops at the moment Obsidian is just like fully committed to the motion of the swing, and it's just brain just wait, is this how this works?
Wait,
so,
hold on.
No. My withering damage is 14. Do I add the 5 to that 14?
So you have 9 successes over the clash attack. You are competing. So you add 5 to that, yes, and then you also add all the successes over his attack that you are clashing.
So that's
which is
9.
7 more.
Oh, 7. Right, 7.
So 7 plus 5 is 13 more dice.
27. Got it.
So,
27 and
is
then
12.
minus 17 is a
So
total
10.
of 10. Yes.
Darren, 7 plus 5 is 12.
12. Okay. So, yeah. 10 damage. We'll just say it's 10 damage.
10. Okay. Only 2 and no 10s, so it is a moot point. However, Obsidian yells after doing a thing finally. All right, my one final Obsidian trick. I have successfully clashed, which means in that literal burst of flame that comes off, that literal spark, I am using blinding spark distraction. Successfully blocking or winning a clash in close range blinds the attacker until the end of the next turn unless they succeed on a stamina plus resistance roll against a difficulty determined by your essence plus successes. So I did get 2 successes, so that is a 5 difficulty.
What, stamina plus successes, you said?
Yeah, no, essence plus successes. It is a
Essence.
stamina
So
resistance roll.
it's a threshold 5 difficulty.
Yes. This is a very cheap charm, though it does use another initiative. It's just 1 mote 1 initiative.
Okay.
Because you have to do the rest of the legwork to even
Draw
pop
the rest
this
of the
off.
fucking owl. Okay, it is rolling this against a 5. Barely makes it.
Fuck.
But
Oak
it is
turns out
actually,
the lights.
hang on.
Obsidian turns
I'm
on
going
flashlight.
to rule specifically, because this is a creature of darkness and this is a explicitly light-based blinding attack, that hits. It is more vulnerable to this. It is just like, ah! You smash the hand away with the sword as a gout of flame and steam comes up, and the light is bright enough that it, even though it is no longer like physiologically needing to see, it like recoils and clutches at where its eyes should be.
By the way, now that I've finally been able to do this in execution, yeah, so this is Obsidian's actual whole deal from the way I have built the character from the ground up. If everybody else kind of explodes on attacks, Obsidian can explode on defense actions.
Yes.
Here, let me punch the numbers since we went to a different thing of how much I have gone down on just defensive actions. There we go. It is a lot that I have spent already.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, that is turn order,
Rev Anima, get mad.
I have a move.
and it is now Yang's turn again.
I use a charm.
Mm-hmm.
It's landslide missile. Decisive attack from aim sends flying a band. If they're on Earth, they get prone.
Okay.
Let's see
Now I
here.
need to look at my-
What's a decisive attack? Well, actually, do I just do the
So
aim again?
You do your regular
You roll your
attack
initiative.
roll with
You roll
no,
your attack roll normally.
Okay. What is the
So this
attack
would
roll?
be Perception War.
Yeah. This would be Obsidian using the action to use a war assist again.
That's not bad.
Okay. You need to spend a willpower to hit. Are you willing to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. In response, because Dawn of Dead Stars is in place, it is able to use the Broken Mirror Tragedy. Hey, you remember that time Skin Man redirected the lightning bolt?
Ah, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
so, let me see. Roll 9 dice against Resolve. 2, 3, 4. This is your Resolve. 4. Exactsies.
Do
So,
I die?
oh no, you're not in the line of fire.
It's a redirection.
It's a redirect attack, and there's only one other person here. Now, the punchline here is, hey, that was a 7-die accuracy attack. Hey, Obsidian, what's your parry?
6.
You want to spend an excellent...
Yeah, I'm gonna spend tie defender wins.
You need one more.
Okay, then yeah, I'm spending the whole bit of that excellency to parry. Which, by the way, with the first parry, successful hit, that parry, I sure am up to 3 stacks of how deep I can go on the melee charm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are these vuln stacks or are these damage boost stacks?
These are damage boost stacks.
Oh,
So,
Pretty much.
what happens is...
yeah, for those that are unaware. Wait, actually, do I have to? I don't have to spend extra motes whenever I do this. It's a free cost, right? Hold up, let me read the charm specifically here. When you land an attack against an enemy or block when using this charm, lower the cost of this charm cumulatively.
Yes.
Yes.
It can go down to one each. It goes down to either minimum or 0. I don't remember which one.
But then I can spend more to make it go deeper, is my understanding.
Yes.
Yeah, so the idea is with the cost reduction going on, you have
Yeah.
stack
More.
number of free dice that are just going to be there.
Yeah, up to 5.
Yeah, up to
Because
the
my
usual
essence
limit.
is 5. So at 5 stacks, I can double the effectiveness of the melee
Yes.
mastery,
Yes.
which allows me to add 5 parry to my dice once we get that deep.
Mhm. Now, I don't remember.
It
I
doesn't
need to
raise
double-
the cap, but it is giving you the
Oh,
mode economy.
okay. All right, so I've been misunderstanding how this works the entire time.
Yeah, the cap is based on number of dice or successes you end up getting back.
Well, irregardless.
So you block the thing.
I need to just double check. What happens when you come? I know. Is it a full reset or is it just -1 initiative when a decisive attack is completely blocked?
Looking up mechanics.
Yeah, I am going.
It
through
is
fight
not
sheet.
the full seat reset when you miss. Missing a
Okay.
decisive attack costs 2 initiative.
Did I
Okay.
miss?
3 if you had 11 plus in storage.
Okay, so Yang, you lose 3 initiative because your attack got redirected to Obsidian, and it missed Obsidian by virtue of Obsidian blocking it.
Weird.
However, you have also given Obsidian more stacks of Obsidian's mechanic, and made the Nephrak blow a lot of resources by doing it. So what happens is, you aim the attack intending it to be a kill shot, and all of a sudden the air around Oak just bends. There is a gravitational distortion as the ballista just lurches around in an orbit around Oak, as Obsidian just gets a sick feeling of, oh no, I've seen what this does before, and just reflexively holds up the 9-ring sword as the ballista bolt shatters against it, making the rings rattle with a horrifying noise.
Does this coat obsidian in that shiny liquid?
Actually, yeah, I would say both of them are in the splash radius of the bioluminescent hue. So both Obsidian and the Nephrak are covered in glowing liquid. So that is Yang's turn. The attack was redirected and negated successfully. It is now simultaneously the Nephrak's action and Obsidian's action.
I would yell to Yang, hey, is this stuff flammable?
Actually, what is your anima at right now? Because you would get an answer very quickly.
Hold up. Let me look at what the animal levels are.
How many 5s of mana have you spent?
I'm probably burning at this point, at the very least.
35.
I came in here with not full.
Oh wait, you
bristle.
spent over 20 motes. You are at bonfire.
I did
you
not
were-
come in here with full peripheral. I think came in here with 29.
But you were also glowing already.
What's
And
that?
you've recovered some during
Okay.
actions.
Then I am bonfire.
So you are extremely on fire. Hey, Suna, is that liquid flammable? Yes or no?
I don't even know what that. Probably not. I'm trying to, grow a garden in them.
Okay. So it is probably boiling, but not on fire.
You're probably vaping.
You are covered in bioluminescent steam, is what is happening to you.
Okay.
So you can now declare your action.
Un momento. going through the moat stack or the charm stack here. Okay. Remind myself what the cost of this charm is again. I mean, it is just my best bet each time, so I will probably once again swing in with the Dragon Fang.
All right.
It's 11 plus 5. Subtract 2 more off. That's an 8. Again.
All right, that's 2 threshold successes over its parry.
Which leads us to damage of 19, 21 minus, what was it, 17?
Yes.
So 4. Why are you so hard to wither?
Good
Does
enough.
this do anything?
You crash it.
Yeah, it's just add to roll damage. It's double 10s if it was a decisive. All right. So that's wait. You double on withering attacks normally,
Yeah,
right?
naturally,
That's
you always naturally double
and
tens on with.
and because this is the first time I've ever done it, I think. What's the bonus for crashing?
You gain 5 initiative for crashing. So you gain 3 from dealing the damage, and 4 for dealing the damage, and then 5
Wait,
total.
4?
Yeah, 1 plus the initiative damage you dealt.
Oh, okay. Back up to 11.
So
And then-
yeah,
And then remarking on the redirected crossbow bolt, just going to say, you're going to have to try harder than that.
there is a look of genuine. The first look of anything but contempt or passiveness is just as the sword just kind of clocks against the at the head. As it snarls and takes a step back, not far enough to get out of a disengage range, but looks like it is very quickly trying to weave another sort of necromancy. And looks like it is making rather quick progress towards whatever it wants to do. Turn order resets. You need to roll Wits Integrity. Again, Dawn of Dead Stars is an ongoing effect. Need to hit a 4.
I have to remind myself what the integrity
Four.
charm is again. Hold up, I'm just going to open that one up real quick. Just going to have that open forever. There's integrity. Hello. Raise, resolve, or add automatic successes for 2 modes. Okay, generic. Got it. What do I get for an 8?
For an 8, it doesn't shut off the effect, but you get a very sudden memory as you are like shutting out all of the intrusive visualizations from both Oak's memories and your own, and just the constant screaming. Names. You know this thing's name. You know the name that it got rid of. Hey, Yang.
Yeah.
That would be something Obsidian would probably just know. Hey, Yang can use names.
Hey, Yang, doesn't your crossbow do name shenanigans?
I mean, that's more of just a generic concept, but yes.
You know this guy's name.
I do.
Yeah.
That's Oak.
Yeah.
Write it on the crossbow.
Just is that. Dude.
You know what? I'm fed up with this shit. I'm done with this. I'm fucking. That's it. I get on the crossbow.
Oh no!
I take out a flash bomb, write Oak's name on it, and I'm just gonna fucking perform a clothesline stance and fire myself at him while lighting the bomb.
Give me a Dex Athletics roll with a 3-die stunt.
Maybe if I'm lucky, I'll get in the mouth. Okay, that's a 10. Yeah. Yeah, I used up all my
Alright.
good rolls.
So, the good news is that you don't crash yourself into the far wall. And the alright news is that you actually get pretty close to Oak. But bad news is that you don't directly strike. You fly past Obsidian and sorta fly past Oak, who
Can I sacrifice my turn to assist in this roll with a strength war check to redirect the bolt?
Yes! You like run back, you realize that it is turned askew, and you run back and you start heaving the crossbow as the load is being fired. Yes, go ahead, 3-die stunt yourself.
And this is a war check, right?
Yes. Strength
War
war.
perception, war intelligence.
No, strength war to move the damn thing.
Oh, okay.
Give me a moment here. Always remember that the war excellency kicks ass.
Yes, it does! And
So,
yes,
I
you
guess while I'm
actually,
hurling at him, I'm just gonna shout, fucking knock it off, Oak!
the moment you say the name, Oak flinches, and that is all of the opening you need after the redirection to crash directly into him and bowl the both of you over as you stuff the flashbang into where his heart should be, surrounded by the seeds and the soil, and it goes off with a deafening bang as the flowers begin to bloom. The light in the room immediately goes back to normal as the flowers begin to glow, and the voices in your head silence themselves as Oak lets out the scream of the voice that you heard. Just an entirely too human young man's scream from this monstrosity as it clutches its head and howls in agony as the plants begin to overgrow.
That's what you
So,
get.
roll me 15 dice because this is a decisive now.
Please don't fuck me.
Pretty good.
You deal 5 damage of aggravated damage. And reset to 3 initiative. As Oak is stunned this turn from this action. As Oak is in a combination of in too much pain and also contesting with plants overgrowing the body to contest this. Turn order resets. And Dawn of Dead Stars has been turned off, so the Wits Integrity rolls do not apply. Obsidian.
Just go kill him.
So what does stunned mean mechanically?
Lost action has no defense.
Yeah, all right.
Finish him.
So he calms his breathing, takes a stance, checks his charm list to see if he can combo these two together.
Deep breaths, ready sword. Hastily looks into notebook.
Oh, right. I forgot that. Oh, man. All my withering attacks, I had a combo. Anyway.
If I ran more combat
making a
sessions,
chopping
it would be
attack.
easier to remember, but there would also be more combat sessions.
All right.
Instead of making a chopping attack.
Oh, I forget what that does.
The big damage bonus is actually on Withering. Never mind.
Okay. Once again, things that I should remember that Obsidian can do.
Finish
But,
him.
Alright, he has none defenses, so does hardness still apply?
Yes, but you have already overcome it with your current initiative score. It's a hardness.
Also,
Being
your
crashed.
hardness also
removes
is
hardness.
crashed.
Yeah, right. Crash means it's turned off anyway. So yeah,
Okay.
even if it was not crashed, you would be able to deal your decisive.
Then, still, takes a stance, comes in with one more Fang Bite, because this has, as stated, an application to decisive attacks. So you roll in the normal 2-hit, which is just the weapon decisive. Yes. Add
Just Dex melee.
melee dice to this as I subtract one more amount of things
All right,
On-
that's pretty good.
on 2-hit.
All right, that's
That does not.
So that does not affect your initiative attack unless charms say otherwise.
Not yet. So
then
my
you just
initiative
roll
is
your
11.
initiative. Yes.
Oh, I rolled the good one on that roll. Doesn't matter because Wolfang doubles 10s.
Phew, okay, that is 7 damage. So, what would Obsidian do? Just chop? What would be the approach here?
You paint the picture for me. I got nothing.
That's good. It's just probably start. No, okay. So the visualization of just something that Obsidian would probably just start doing on reflex, and maybe with some little guidance of Yang, is you see the flowers and the yes, Morgan got it immediately. Same hat of just you notice the parts that are covered by the growing flowers and where they're going, and the parts that are resisting the flowers and they're refusing to be overgrown, and you just start cutting those off. You begin to dismember parts of the Nevrak to make sure that no, actually, the entire of you is going to be overgrown, and you have no say about this. So that is a total of 13 damage that you have dealt. You were set to 3 initiative. And let me double check where it is in its life track. It is in its -4 wound penalties. You are doing great.
Yeah, I hope there isn't much left.
No, basically, honestly, narratively, after this turn, it is a coup de grace unless it can do one last thing. And I'm going to see if it roll if it can, and if it doesn't, you'll be able to narratively finish him off. Yang, you have 1 action left.
Let me think. Oh, I have a dumb idea.
Oh,
Can I use
love
a non-combat charm in this instance? I want to use ration enhancing method to speed up the growth.
it? Yes! Yes, roll me essence plus survival.
Alright. Or essence 3, right?
Yes.
This is an 8. I don't know what the hell Yang does to enhance rations.
Ooh,
Probably
that's
just to
good.
infuse himself with, like, transfer aura into food, probably. That's how it works.
You were just pouring your anima into the flowers, and guess who just did 6 more aggravated damage, and guess what's exactly enough to kill?
Oh,
Like,
neat.
literally exactsies.
Hold up.
Yeah, I think Loon's.
Yeah, the stream is currently down.
Rip.
Thankfully, there is a recording as well. It's fine.
Yeah, the local recording is ongoing.
Yeah, that was weird because it
It is flashing on and off for me.
Yeah. I had to reset it, and now the stream is just down. I'm going to very quickly check and see if that's happened to any other channels that were live. Well, unfortunately, I have ads on these channels.
I mean, the ads.
No, OBS is claiming to have reconnected. Pits are ascending.
Oak's last action was to destroy your connection.
Oh, yeah, that's
Uh,
right.
I-
Oh,
I-
yeah,
getting an ad.
Okay, it's back on. It's got an ad. I'll wait. until
I'm
the ad
seeing.
stops running.
I'm witnessing Mr. Chief.
I'm seeing what looks like some sort of. Okay, yeah, it was a perfect commercial. Anyway, welcome back, crew. After technical difficulty, to reiterate what I was saying, just in case, there will be a recording of this that will not have the chopped up version. But to reiterate what I said, Sana got 6 successes on ration enhancing method to accelerate the growth of the flowers that were parasitizing Oak, and Oak had a final roll to try to finish a necromantic incantation that was going to hopefully turn the combat around. But turns out 6 aggravated damage was exact to kill him. So, with a final choked out scream as the flowers infest the area where his throat and his voice box would be and seal it shut with roots, all that is left of the Nephrak that was once the animosity, hatred, and ambition of upstanding Oak, Unbending Oak, I believe.
Excellent on Bending Oak, yes.
Yes, excellent Unbending Oak is a pile of mulch, fertilizer, and flour.
There. Now you're pretty. And I exhale my joint, and it spells out Yang in the clouds.
Yeah, please, he had a family.
No, we didn't.
Correct. He didn't have a family anymore.
Obsidian would be, breathing heavy after a combat. Look at that. Look back at Yang and just say, "Remind me never to piss you off."
Meanwhile, in another of an infinite number of additional shards.
All right.
Spin the mirror.
So Dragon Angler
Thematically,
versus God or Executor versus Old Man?
Thematically, I
and-
think we go last.
yes.
All right. So,
God fight.
well, the God looks down at Angler and Repose as they adjust to themselves into this new reflection, as they see the combat beginning and the reflections around them in both of the other shattered areas. And the God twists its no mask back and forth as though cracking its neck, and simply regards the two of them, sinking into a battle stance.
Is this really necessary?
I'm afraid I have little choice in the matter.
Why?
I must do as the Bureau of Fate dictates.
Are we the problem as well, or is it simply the old man?
It is unfortunately all of you at this point.
So what's he pay you? And Repose will,
So-
in a surprising break.
Oh, sorry, I
from-
just
of-
noticed this name.
Yep.
Yep.
I didn't realize that the turn tracker would have shown that, but I'll just turn on the nameplate now.
Well, I'm not turning down the fight portion of this. We can talk and fight at the same time.
Yeah, this is a social. This one is intended to be a combo social / physical fight.
So, very strange for Angler to see just over the shoulder break from usual. Repose's whole getting ramped up for this fight is completely different. He's not going to wear his doom. He's just going to awareness excellency as he just kind of takes a bit of a quick, sharp breath and slides a little on the floor as he just kind of like shifts into a lighter posture. Just gets a little springy, a little loose, a little relaxed.
Wait, can you use excellencies on join battle?
Yes.
Yes.
It's an awareness roll.
Damn it. Damn it. Okay, I'll have to remember that.
To save just a little mana over the usual, because whereas Doom is pay 6 for 1 or more, depending on the situational boost.
I'll be honest.
So 5 for 5.
I'm rolling here, but he's also muttering this as he does this. I have often in the past few months dreamed of fighting you, but to see this isn't worth it.
Then show me your worth.
What does he pay you, though? Or are you under Gish? Were you convicted of anything?
I must do as the Bureau dictates.
And if the Bureau was wrong,
I must do what the Bureau dictates. As it stomps forward, and you can see the metal cladding around the body shifting from star metal to orichalcum as it goes towards the angler and reaches back with a fist the size of your torso.
oh come now, are you sure that's necessary?
What is your parry?
I'm dodging.
Or,
What's
yeah,
your dodge, then?
Yeah, I'm going to use. Let me grab the charm. An Ember Amid Smoke Misdirection, which gives me an extra +1 to my evasion, and I'm going to bump my evasion up by a little bit too. So roll. Yeah, my base evasion is 5. I was bumping it by 2, so my evasion is 7.
Alright, it just fist swings and you're not there anymore.
Not only that, but as I move, the air seems to pull it in the direction I was, and it loses my essence and initiative.
Oof.
And if I had the higher level charm, I'd suck that initiative in, but I don't.
Repose.
So Repose is in his weird, relaxed, not his usual intense, doom-ripping, fighting stance. He's got the stick out, and his offhand is going through what, because other people already recognize him. These aren't like any actual like mudras or katas of the style. And just in his head is probably the only space where this makes sense at the moment, but his hands are just kind of spinning a set of shears that isn't there. As he just kind of then springs over to get to the flank of this guy and just is continuing to mutter on. Yes, of course, there's a good soldier. And yeah, let's just get in there with a bit of a withering attack.
Parry 6.
Y'all got willpower. Come on.
And no need to throw excellencies into it yet. Let's just give it a yeah, there we go. It's like probably Repose is like yeah, Repose starts like probing with the stick, looking for all of the points where this plating is grabbed onto the spirit. And just starting to really mess up the place. He's just being very rude and rough and rowdy with poking at this this fussy ram that's in need of a trim is what this is. It's time to apply some snips, eventually.
Alright, so...
Alright, how much soak are we talking about?
Ordinarily, it is soaked 10. However, the moment that your attack starts to income, the orichalcum suddenly shifts again and is alloyed with white jade. The moment that your attack is coming in directly on a weak point, it just changes. And it is now soaked 15.
Gimmick. Interesting.
Congratulations
Okay, so
on earning the
that's-
puzzle fight.
So 13 base damage and 3 threshold means that, yeah, that'll just be my overwhelm of 4. As you do. Yeah, just rattle them up a bit.
What is initially probably going to be something that wrenched a joint out of place just kind of bashes it a little bit.
Good bones on this one, proposes he's being complimentary. He's relaxed, he's high energy. It's time for Spirit Punching Repose to finally be on the table, rather than Doomslaying Repose.
Mm-hmm. And Angler.
Angler takes in a deep breath. And seeing that, so Repose is aiming for a weak point for it?
And Repose was aiming for a joint, and as soon as the attack came in, the composition of the body changed to a blade.
Okay. I'm gonna try to outthink you, but... Nah. And Angler is going to walk underneath this. It's like, what, 12 feet tall?
Yeah, it's like 12 or 15 feet.
Yeah. So as the brute is applying to Repose, Angler shuffles underneath it and starts striking at both its legs and the lower torso of its body, building the crescendo further and further and further until he jumps straight up and smashes at the mask with a rippling strike. I'm breaking that thing.
All right. Roll ahead. Go ahead. It is currently parry 5.
5. All right. Yeah. All right. Add 2 to that. 12. So 7 successes onto that.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's 7 threshold.
7 threshold. So this is withering damage. It's withering. Its defense is 15 still.
Its soak is currently 15, and the composition is not changing as you are attacking.
Meanwhile, over on actual combat squad,
15. Hold on. Make sure I have 22. So I rolled 12 here then.
Yeah, so the unknowns here are how often it can change mode. If it costs anything for it to change mode, things to
I
determine.
will say that you can. I will say you can feel essence expenditure as it changes mode.
Stance boss.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna willpower. Can I willpower that damage to get 1 extra mode out of it?
Sure.
Okay, so that'd be 5 total damage to it.
Okay.
And Angler would have ended up right next to Repose intentionally.
All right. Turn resets as it wheels around to face you.
Okay, hold on. I need to spend and then regain my mana. Huh. Sorry, motes. What came in my mind? Okay. Yeah, I think I do that one. Oh God. I have a lot of moves. I'm looking like, but does this thing bleed?
Crumb, you're playing the game where I spend a bunch of power to cast lightning and then immediately die. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, well,
Also,
fair.
like unless the charm puts that in terms of like keywords, yes, things bleed.
Yes. Unless it is telling you explicitly this can only be used on things that bleed.
This
Whatever.
might bleed like dust.
Also, if you're thinking of your
syrup.
water dragon charms, those explicitly work on spirits and usually
Yes.
are more effective.
Yeah, that's true. But at the same time,
Like if you're thinking of flow reversal, that explicitly
full of
is a
Ichor.
massive.
well, it's also the lung thing. But at the same time, nope. I think I'm just gonna set up Repose. Just he looks over and says, "Follow me in," and just shuffles right in front of Repose, and then springs up again. And this time, instead of leading with his fists, it's taking a thing he's learned from his wife. Actually, it's an axe kick directly onto where its shoulder blade should be. Because at the reminder of his wife is, you! That's right! You're the asshole that came after her! Oh, we're done here.
Administer stomps.
Finally, I can punch the problem.
I'm going to use willpower to get that to 4, so that should hit. Barely.
Yes.
Wow, 17 dice and I roll 3. Cool! Thanks, game!
Just managed to sneak
happened.
enough onslaught in there.
Yeah, so it's going to be 5 either way. Fuck it, I'm going to use willpower and I'm going to break that thing. I'm dropping it to 0. I will use up all my willpower, but I'm crashing it.
Alright, you barely have it staggering. It is still on its feet, but it is now very distracted by being knocked back and forth from different angles.
Yes, isn't that just the great tragedy of the city above? Too many perfectly good old hands like you or I, sitting idle until the wrong people arrive to put them to poor use. Now let's see which part of you they've tied their leash to, and his Rapose's offhand lights up, and the claws are emerging from his anima as he's gonna get ready to spirit shredding attack.
All right.
So this is a decisive into a spirit which has been crashed. Yes, a decisive with any combat ability. Let's take the swing. Alright, so this is on its own, 3 motes and a will, and I will go ahead and spend the 5 as well on the excellency. Yes, there'll just be a clean 8 spent, putting me to bonfire.
Oh yeah, I'm also in bonfire. Should I have rolled damage?
That'll have. I'm not sure what the
That-
timing
that's
is
an
on
end.
that. End of round?
Cool,
Probably
alright.
end of round. Alright, and so.
Something I should have mentioned is every time that the metal composition of the body changes, the no mask changes expression. Right now, the mask has a look of superiority and serenity on it.
Okay, you just need to cycle through
Alright,
500
going to,
and 7 more masks.
Going to throw some willpower on that for the 3 that should be needed? Because we're managing to keep the onslaught chain going?
Yes.
Well, now you have to be careful because this is the phase where it will cast Protect on itself and then counter with Curaga.
Oh no, the tail's up. Don't attack the shell. But anyway, so it's a shame that this is wasting a lot. This is one that lets you carry over threshold successes to damage. So the charm part of this is going to whiff, but for now, Repose just gets in there with the claw hand and grips and rips at a plate, just trying to tear it off.
Yep. It is too busy. Like, this is as it is being kicked in the shoulder, so it can't try to reach in to intercept until it's too late.
3L.
You are able to wrench off one of the plates with a rather organic sounding shred, as there is still more metal beneath it, but it peels away as though it was like dried skin that has fresh skin underneath it, and it's just very uncomfortable level of just kind of rip.
And reset to base.
Upon that, it staggers backwards, clutching at the fresh wound on its abdomen.
Still feeling the
Sure.
need to heed the Bureau's call. And just like toss away the chunk over his shoulder.
I must, it says, as it reaches out with its hands crossed out in front of its mask, and the fingertips of its hands spring out into 2-foot-long talons of star metal from each hand before lashing out at Repose.
Long mode. Alright.
Virtuous negation defense. Angler shoves Repose out of the way and is going to take a dodge a defense against this.
Yo, say Matt.
Yep.
Alright.
Go for it.
This is not a typo before I type this in.
Okay. Beat me by 2.
Alright.
Did you spend the dodge mastery?
I did get a +1 just for doing this. I have a base dodge of 6 actually, so I don't have the motes to spend. I just wanted Repose to not get crashed.
I see.
And what is your current soak?
My current soak. I am not in water dragon form, so my soak is 10.
Okay, so that.
All right.
Alright, it is able to peel some initiative out of you to get back out of Crash. That is 3 initiative damage. turn order resets. The mask now has the look of a vengeful and wrathful god upon its face.
I'm gonna assume Angler's still kind of in the air for this one.
Yes.
He's actually gonna grab onto that. Yeah, he's gonna grab onto the sword as it hits him, and as it swings or flourishes it, he's going to just go around with it and spin behind it and go directly for where a joint connects to, I don't know, a base plate right in the small of its back, and go for a decisive strike there. Hopefully, it doesn't shift.
Unfortunately, unfortunately for you, it does, as you can see. However, both of you roll me wits occult.
Oh, good lord, what is my occult? 7, gotcha. 5.
You are feeling the levels of essence in the air around this thing. You know the sensation of, you don't have to be near a pot to know when it's boiling because you just start to see the air above it shimmering and steaming. It feels like that with your sense of essence, in that it is boiling off more and more of its reserves to maintain having so many metals alloyed at once.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is about to hurt it a hell of a lot more than it's going to hurt me.
As it's alloying black jade in to increase its dodge.
Okay. I have just enough to do this. I am going to be... you bet... well, we'll see how this goes. But yes, I am going to be activating... because I have to say this ahead of time. Flow reversal strike.
Yes.
So I want to make sure I've got this.
So a round ended our flux.
Oh yes,
right.
you would be both rolling one die of. Well, it was out of crash, so it had its hardness back. So no, you would be ignoring. I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
I thought the flux always went through.
Is withering damage.
Right. Okay. So then it would be 1d10 for both of you, I think. Or is it more?
I'm in full bonfire. I think I'm
Let
3.
me go look it up.
Crash
The only one
characters
with those-
suffer
Roll one die of
lethal
withering
is what
damage
it
against
is.
all non-dragon blooded characters within close range. At the start of each turn, you don't gain initiative from Animal Flux. Crashed characters and trivial enemies suffer a die of decisive lethal instead.
Okay.
So, just a withering
uh,
die, each of us.
Characters with hardness 1 are unaffected by Animal Flux.
Okay,
So yes, it would be ignoring this,
that is also the case.
Except for fire
Until we
animal
crash
flux.
again.
which can
That
ignore
requires
that.
hardness 3. Because
Yes.
fire does 3 lethal.
Alright, just making sure the mechanic is being observed.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'm only using 2 modes for this one, but since I've been using my Brawl Charm both times, I'm actually getting 4 extra dice onto this because it reduces by 1 each time, correct?
Yes.
Good. Here we go. 13 successes.
Well, that buff dodge doesn't help too much now, does it, buddy? Huh? That is 6 threshold successes.
Well, this is decisive, and I don't think I get bonuses on
It
that.
doesn't matter too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in case it did.
Okay, before I do anything on this one, I need my opponent to roll stamina plus resistance.
What is
Okay,
the
so
closest thing of that on your
okay, so the reason why is on a hit, her victim rolls stamina plus resistance against a difficulty equal to her attack roll threshold successes. So it does matter.
Yeah. I just gotta find the closest thing that would be to that. Google.
What is a god stamina or resistance?
Yeah. Okay. What was its dodge?
7.
7. Okay, so 13. That means they need to beat I beat it. So they had to get a 6. They rolled a 5.
Yep.
If he fails, each success he failed by adds 1 die of decisive damage, and after taking the decisive damage, he suffers withering damage equal to his current wound penalty, which is added to the Immaculate's base initiative.
Okay, so roll your decisive damage, so that'd be 18.
Yep. Here we go. By the way, I double 10s on this.
1, 2,
Oh.
3, 4, 10 successes, and
Adding
it's
in Drowning in Blood technique, which absolutely taps me. I am at 0 modes. because it's
So-
a supplemental move.
And that's roll its current wound penalty in Withering, you said?
Yeah, so to make sure I got this right. In Water Aura, the Immaculate adds his foe's wound penalty divided by 2 round up, bonus dice of damage. You didn't have any wounds when I hit. Well, were they at 1? Because Repose did 1 point of
Repose
damage.
dealt 3 with decisive. Then you
Well,
just
no, what the
dealt 10.
wound penalty was, is what I mean.
Oh,
Did they have a
no,
wound penalty?
it was at 0, but you just knocked it to -2.
Great. In that case, on Flow Reversal Strike, they suffer withering damage equal to their current wound penalty. So they take 2, I gain 2.
Oh, you don't roll it, you just take it. Okay.
Yeah, it's just... Let me just triple check here.
Didn't it just say that it was damage dice?
He adds by 1 die of decisive damage, and after taking the decisive damage, he suffers withering damage equal to his current wound penalty.
Okay, so that's just
Yeah,
straight
this is
withering
2
damage.
layers.
So I
Is
go
that
to
now at 2?
5. I go back down to 5, or 5 initiative, and they take 2 damage.
All right. Instead of the blood filling its lungs, like this would be on any mortal that you struck this with, the essence flows through the alloys of its metal, begin to bleed into each other as the alloys break out of alignment with each other, shattering into individual chunks of pure metal, trying to get back to each other as it staggers back, clutching at its mask. And both of you roll me feed intentions.
I have no motes to spend.
Alright, Angler, you have knocked it spiritually out of alignment hard enough that whatever compulsion, whatever divinity level control that is over Shea Khan right now, you have until that alloy fits back together to try and snap it out of it. You have noticed, mechanically, hey, I haven't spent willpower on a lot of rolls that would have let it beat you. It doesn't want to be doing this. Each of you have 1 social shot to let it break its bindings, or it will try to kill you, and there will be no more attempts at that.
Hell yeah.
So this is...
I know. I'm Repose, or rather, Loon, would you like to go
Repose.
first?
Well, alright, so, Angler did a thing. So, is our opportunity to talk interrupting the flow of combat time here, is what I'm asking?
It is. It will go straight back into combat right where you left it. You basically each get 1 free social
Okay.
interaction.
We have mid-fight dialogue that is taking place, alright.
Yes. Let me see if there is a better speed to switch this to. The hell with it, I'll go with this.
Use your choice.
Alright, so, yeah, I'm just loading and forming, the,
Yes, that's fine. Take all the time you need. Like I said, you get 1
dialogue
shot.
to try and swing in here. So, just in the midst of all of this, Repose has been remaining chipper, and he's gone back into menacing because this is a fight, but otherwise friendly kind of barber attitude. He's just like right back to when he was tending the grove, or any of the other miscellaneous bits of spiritual maintenance he has done in places all throughout this journey. And so just as Shea Khan is staggering and maybe like getting a proper chance to look honestly from the mask over to him. I am always sure to ask about these sort of things, since it is always such a shame to see such a pristine antique go to waste.
Is this a waiting for a reply? Or...
Well, more line follows here.
You went muffled for a second. Could you repeat that, please?
Yeah, I couldn't.
All right, so first statement. Shame to see. It's always a shame to see an antique go to waste.
There's just kind of a slump at that, and it just a straining.
For all that certain people obsess about the way things used to be, with bringing back some fragments of forgotten ages. They're never thinking of the arts, of leisure, joy, comfort. Little things, pleasant things. But I do begin to ramble, it happens from time to time. More to my point, I propose we'll probably just as at the last point of at just the trailing edge of his window of opportunity here, just abruptly focus very seriously on Shea Khan and speaking clearly in his weird, antiquated Old Realm dialect. I am building a country. And in such work, there's always need for sharp minds, good hands, kind hearts.
The metal begins to tremble as moon silver alloy goes through it to make it literally vibrate and melt and begin to destabilize.
So yeah, that'll be dice-wise manipulate presence de-escalation.
With a 3 dice done.
Nice. So 13 and it's not like I need to throw any. It's not like I'm saving mana for other things. I am, but there's also only 4 I can spend here. So, well, no, I can spend the. Right, yeah, because the specialty is involved, so I can sneak in a little more. For there are 3 bonus successes alongside this, and just gun it.
All right. Does Angler have a line of social?
Yes, I do have something here. Can I go
Okay.
for it?
Yeah.
You could have killed my family, my daughters, my moon and stars. Every part of me wants you dead, dismembered, and destroyed. But you didn't do this of your own free will. You did this because you were forced to. He's going to reach up with that gauntlet that is kindness and lay it against the star metal. I forgive you. Please, stop this.
Manipulation presence and reroll all failed dice once.
Really does forgive him for the people who are thinking that, oh, no.
No. I can hear.
Also proposes just put out there one of his personal ongoing schemes.
Do I add my
Only
intimacy
Angler
to
spoke gold.
Do I add my intimacy? Because this is directly tied to his daughters.
Yes, you can add your intimacy rating to that as well.
Okay. Rerolled all failed, you said?
Yeah, you re-roll all failed die once. It's a rogue action in World of Darkness turns.
Okay, that would be 10 total successes.
All right, between the two of you, there is a just shuddering uncontrollably as all of the other metals melt away into the alloy of Quicksilver, as it literally completely loses form except for the mask, which has turned blank, aside from a rippling across it mimicking the turning of the phases of the moon, before it snaps back to its shape, back into pure star metal, with a look of absolute peace on its face, and collapses to its knees, hands on the ground.
Friendship.
Come on. It's
Now,
time to stand and do your work. Our work.
now, as I began with, has he been paying you?
I was alone. He promised me. He promised me that they would say my name again. I am Shea Khan. The 509 Masks. God of the magical materials as used in war. Veteran of the First Age, advisor of the Shogunate, and heir to dead forges.
I want to hug the robot.
And Repose will lean in there to his, but the bonfire is going on, so there's like dangerous levels of vibration emanating from him. Just very close bass boosted whisper. Oh, I know people who would love to hear your blessings. We have much to discuss.
There.
Can I do one last thing, actually?
Sure.
Angler's going to reach into his pouch, just put a couple fingers directly into a random vial of paint, and just sketch on the side of the robot a symbol of a fish leaping towards a crescent moon.
I'm fine. Yeah, that's two fights out of the way. One more to go.
Friendship.
Meanwhile, back in Universe Prime, the Executor is staring down Old Man, Milan, and Stalwart Daughter as the broken shards of glass embedded in his hands as he lets his hands go drip blood down onto the amethyst as the fights begin in the reflection. Oh, I have been waiting to correct this mistake. And roll join battle.
Well, all right then.
A wizard's duel begins.
Oh my.
Milan's a bit slow on the uptake.
Old man is
You
not.
must protect your
I
students.
think I just realized, and I'm gonna throw this out there just based off that line. I don't know if other people figured it out before me. That his one clerical mistake was Old Man.
You got it!
Yep, that was the ongoing theory.
Oh, I see. You're not as fast as me. Interesting.
Despite using a full sidereal excellency, didn't work.
Interesting. Hands on the hips. Really ready to go and really feeling it. and also very well aware from his experiences and everything that's been going on, that the old man is currently staring at someone who could crack him in half like an egg. If he was allowed to do it at this very moment, which he probably is.
You got those old man Hadoukens coming out?
I am going to go ahead and start channeling motes here. I don't have a planned spell, though. I believe I have to do that. And the thing is...
I'm gonna let you charge without declaring, just for purposes of dramatic impact.
Yeah, that's fair. Just gonna do standard... Yeah, alright. Standard 5 is fine. Don't have to worry about it too much right now. But as the old man's doing this... He's just going to go ahead and, look at the executor. Just really thinking about, like... Exactly how much of a fuck-up was this? That I still exist? I'm interested. I don't know the goings-on of heaven very well. As much as I would like to.
I was tasked with observing whether or not you would succeed, and if you failed, ensuring that you would be sent into the cycle of reincarnation. And regardless, whether your student saw it or not, to make sure that both of you would stand as an emblem of failure, of what happens when you reach beyond your station.
But
And
what if
I,
it wasn't
in my...
It seems like that you fail to take into account that nothing is always a success or a failure. Sometimes you fuck up just a little bit.
I, in my own mistake, having grown bored with my station, having grown insufferably tired of the day-to-day, was impressed with your work, and though heaven mandated that you were to fail, that you were to reach the gates and be turned away and to be sent back, I decided that I wanted to see where you would go. And I have regretted it every morning I have woke up for the past 100 years.
Sounds like I'm doing my job well then.
And with that, you don't even see him move. He is next to you.
Yes, I understand entirely that this sass is unacceptable.
All right, what is old man's current parry?
7.
All right.
I'm sure this ideal can easily get through that.
Well, considering his joint battle roll, we'll see.
Yeah.
Just boost it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gesturing wildly at that, though.
Yeah. All right, so go to damage. As he has shoved up to you, both of you, what would this be? Roll me Wits Brawl, I would say, to see if you can get a chance to recognize what's about to happen.
Okay.
4 successes on the Wits Brawl.
No.
That's fair.
Six successes on the Wits Brawl.
Impressive.
So, Old Man doesn't have the time to fully process what's coming in, but you standing to the side do recognize that he has gone from that wide open stance, like someone at a loom tracking the threads with the shards in his hand, to having his left arm up, like, okay, so this is hard to describe, but like, actually no. So put your left arm out in front of you and bend your elbow in to cover your face as your arm is over, your hand is over your other shoulder, and the other one is down by the abdomen, but the hand is pointed out so the fingers are pointed forward, as though it was clutching the stomach but is now, like, pointing forward to lash out. It looks like you've never seen this martial art before, but for all the world, you look at, like, briefly, like you're looking at someone who's about to be violently ill. Okay, so okay, that is 7 withering damage. And roll
Uh,
me.
Did you take into account my soak?
Right now, what's your soak? Remind me.
18.
Okay, so that'll be overwhelm.
I'm actually going to go ahead and use, in response to this, Sorcerer's Impervious Mantle, which is the first time I've ever used one of my reflexive charms that I get to do because of spells. I'm going to reduce the minimum damage that you can do to me by 1. So basically, I will eat up an additional point of his damage, even with...
You eat a point of overwhelm.
Exactly,
So,
yeah.
okay, that is still
All right.
3 initiative damage.
That is still 3. Yeah, we'll go ahead and sub 3. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. That is, I'm going down to 8. I did not immediately crash based on that.
Now, roll me stamina resistance.
Is this a poison of some kind?
This is a disease effect.
That is still something I reduced the threshold, the difficulty of, I believe.
Yes.
Hold on, let me just double check on that because this is relevant. Okay. Not vital focus. Toxin resistance is poison relevance. Natural immunity. There we go. I reduce the difficulty all rolls to resist infection, sickness, and disease by 2. All right. Just making sure that that's known because I'm.
Yeah.
So, stamina resistance.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure I don't have one of my 5 million specialties about this. I do not. Okay, there we go. I will add 1 more success via my free willpower expenditure to make that 3 successes.
Congratulations, you exactly avoided the onset of one of the diseases of citrine contagion style.
Oh, all right. You just tried to go ahead and give me guts full of crystals.
Yeah, you feel the pathways between your meridians suddenly burn like acid has been poured through them, and the nodes, like your lymph nodes and your meridians, all suddenly feel like there are ants on the inside of them with tiny boots covered in spikes stomping around on the inside of them as you are briefly racked with uncontrollable pain before your internal alchemy just goes, no!
Fuck
No,
that!
I
Get
know what
out
you're
of here.
trying to do. Get out!
And I'm absolutely sure that this is a magical effect and therefore would bypass this, but
Yes.
Old Man is technically immune to contact diseases and poison and stuff like that. But I'm sure that this is nothing
a
to do with
sidereal
that.
martial art disease. This is extremely ignoring you.
Yes, that's what I figured, but I just wanted to say it. I need to emphasize, Old Man has every single way to resist diseases and poisons available to a mortal in this game.
Yes, and that is why your nemesis has citrine contagion.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, well, that shit sucked a lot.
All right, Milan.
Milan is going to hop up onto Stalwart Daughter and sit side saddle. I know that look. Your boss is incompetent. You've had to labor under that imbecile probably for longer than I have ever been alive, haven't you?
Add a 0
Maybe
or
even longer
2
than
and
I've
you'll
had
get
been
close.
alive.
And yet, I bet you're. No, hold on. Let me take that back. That was me going in one direction I don't want to go.
So,
Okay,
as this dialogue is going on, the Executor is still trying to land further hits on Old Man, as Old Man is very rapidly realizing, oh, I gotta get out of the way. Oh.
Okay, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to pick out another intimacy this guy has. I'm trying. What social action do I need to do for that? Is to.
If you were trying to read an intimacy, that is read intentions, and I will give you a 2 die stunt for guessing correctly that he has a superior he hates.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, what do you want?
I would like to know what is his intimacy towards his job. No. Yeah, his intimacy towards his job.
You know, I have a lot of intimacies for him. I didn't have one specifically to his job and the nature
Okay.
of his job. So, like, let me
Okay.
think. I'm thinking of the closest one I can think of.
Yeah. Just give to me one of his intimacies that you feel would be relevant.
Defining intimacy towards the Bureau of Heaven. This is the best we can hope for, and I hate it.
Okay. And that was
There has
Milan's
to be
action
A
to
better way.
and I should mention Milan is sitting kind of like, I guess the only way I can describe it is a little shit on side saddle on the horse.
Mhm.
Hand stroking the chin, shitty grin on his face.
All right. In the meantime, kind of realizing that it is like becoming difficult to lay hands on old man, and having caught his attention, you briefly recognize there's a moment of "I'll get to you later" look in his eyes at old man before he slips over to you, and instead of reaching up towards you like he thinks, he suddenly drops down as though being knocked down by a paroxysm of coughing or just falling due to vertigo, and then puts out a leg and sweeps, trying to knock out all of old Stalwart Daughter's legs out from under her.
Is this a discord?
This is an unhorsing game.
All right, I'm going to use Great Heart Companion.
How dare you hurt my best friend? That's old
And
man
to
thinking
look
that,
up what
not
Great
not
Heart
about Milan.
Yes. Look, she's a very good horse.
He's a very good horse.
All right, 3 motes. +1 defense against unhorsing gambits.
All right, so first has to spend 4 initiative to enact the gambit. Or wait, hang on, I need to double check how this works because I haven't used Dishorse in. No one has used Unhorse since Rancorous Dirge, so I need to remember this one. Okay, attacking mounts. Oh, gambit. There we go. Unhorse. Okay, so what is your defense rate?
Using my evasion,
Yes.
it is 5, and I'm going to use the dodge excellency to boost that to 7.
So 8 total, because I'm letting you lend that to Stalwart Daughter. At this point, he has begun to glow an incredibly intense purple that is actually out-saturating the entire amethyst cavern around you, and there is a bright, searing sigil of Saturn on his brow. Okay, so then Gambit, decisive attack, lose initiative with normal.
Does her wiggliness come into effect here?
That is going to come into effect if this succeeds.
Okay.
Okay, so now roll initiative and try to hit the difficulty. Alright. Now, the news here is, first of all, this is a successful unhorsing gambit. You are knocked off of Stalwart Daughter. He spends 4 initiative and can fall off the horse.
Oh.
However, Stalwart Daughter, feeling this attack coming, uses the awesome powers of being a horse with composure and forethought and having no joints and being able to control muscles entirely to decide the way she falls. Directly onto the Executor.
Yes, good.
Impressive.
As the legs just kind of zoop out into the air, the Executor has a mode of looking up towards you to try to leap out and grab you, only to realize there is multiple 100 pounds of muscle about to crush him. And then there is a loud crunch. Just thunk! Old man.
Old man thinks about the position that that Executor is in and himself right now, and actually realizes this might not even be a situation where this is necessary, and actually stops channeling motes. The 5 sorceress motes still stick around, but just that's it. Like he's done with that. He's all set, and instead actually has a completely different idea. After just watching that collapse just happen and whatnot, and he's actually just going to go ahead and really look at the Executor really quick and realize something. As a sidereal, and he's clearly very, very preternaturally dexterous and impressive and an amazing martial artist. But just like me, he seems to be pretty old and probably not all that physically strong.
That would be a fair read.
And I'm going to spend another willpower to gain access to my other motes, the other 14 that I have.
Oh, by the way,
go down.
Real quick, Milan, you do take 1 level of bashing damage from the unhorsing.
Okay.
Goes down to this and this. So I can go ahead and give, and this has actually been kind of part of the plan all along, Wood Dragon Claws, the grappling quality. So I don't even have to make a strength check to actually succeed on a grapple. I can just attack them.
Alright.
And so, basically, the Geta actually explode into a whole bunch of, like, long, fingery kind of claws that he still stands on each individual finger. And does, like, a twirling... Here's the thing. If the Executor is able to do a lot of, weird movements that resemble someone going through physical pain, nausea, and exhaustion, and all of that, real, normal human actions, Old Man does not do a single human action about what's going to follow here. He is going to go full wiggly and full springy as, like, his legs... He's going to go ahead and lean down on one leg, which then compresses into a bunch of, like, metal springs. And he's just going to, like, kick out from there to... And he's going to let this happen. Like, basically grip him out from underneath Stalwart Daughter, like, by the head. And try to wrench him out of there. And then possibly, if, like, this actually does connect, then move into Constrictor mode.
Okay. Go ahead with a 3-die stunt on that level of description.
All right. Now, with that in mind, I'm still just this is still a mortal doing this, so I'm really, really hoping that I have this chance based off of... It's trapped underneath the horse right now. Anyway.
Yeah, he is prone and under a horse.
Plus accuracy, right? Yes, okay. Oh boy, it's been a long time since I actually rolled an attack. Now, since I'm going for a grapple here, would I add my grappling excellency to the brawl attack here?
Yes, actually.
All right.
Special, but yes.
All right, so 14 successes.
Jesus fucking Christ! Even if he was on his feet, I don't think he could beat that. So, yes. Extremely yes.
So I'm declaring a grappling gambit as part of this, basically. I don't think I get to, like, do regular withering damage from this.
No.
I'm just using this to replace...
grapple instead of this.
Yeah. Instead of doing the regular grapple gambit check, I'm just doing it as part of the attack.
Yes.
All right, well...
So, while you do this, with that many levels of success, not only are you able to wriggle around into Constrictor mode around his torso, Stalwart Daughter rolls her torso over his body, and you can hear the bones straining and a couple of ribs cracking before her own legs completely, each 4 of them, like, twist in a like intertwined set of snares around his own legs.
You know, two old men grappling each other into the dirt is probably not the way that this encounter should have gone. But I have an offer for you, if you're willing to hear it, the moment that we're done with this fight. One way or the other.
There is just a vibrated, guttural, nonverbal snarling from inside your grip.
By the way, this is like far and away the most effort you've ever seen Old Man exert. He is panting already, completely exhausted, and like really grasping for air every single time he like even tries to say something right now.
You have unlocked serious old man.
Milan's turn.
Pat's stalwart daughter on her side. How did we get to this? Let me. I had the words and I immediately lost them.
It's alright.
I've been there.
As you said, you wanted to see where this old man went, and here we are. But how did it get here? No doubt your bosses are aware of what you did to slide this soul into another body, or maybe not.
A gasp and wheeze as the air is forced out further from the like literally the constrictor, just breath coming out of just a snarl that sounds like some sort of reaction to the concept of them knowing or not knowing.
I'm sorry, was that a affirmative or a negative or indistinct?
Just it actually spits at your feet.
Okay, what I'm trying to get here is I'm trying to get another piece in this social gun I'm loading of. He's taken these actions for he put old man into the new body because he was curious, and now that's become a problem. Why is that a problem for him? That's what I'm trying to dig out.
That would just be a... You know what? That's with bureaucracy.
All right.
I believe you're pretty good at this.
All right, so that's 3, but there's one other situation about geese flying south. Reroll 6s. No 6s. Dang. Okay. 3 successes. Have a willpower. 4 successes.
So, with 4 successes, because the base, this is very much, the base level of information is trivial. The extended is a bit harder, and then you don't get the full picture. But base level is he defied orders. He directly did the opposite of what he should have done, and that's its own problem. Number 2, hey, remember that thing you all came to the conclusion of old man shreds fate wherever he goes?
Oh.
Not only did he defy orders, he created something that is destroying the thing he's supposed to maintain.
Oh. Adding that to my list of facts.
Feel like that there's something else in the puzzle, but you would need to know more about heaven to to know about it. Something to maybe consult with others with in the future, or
Yeah, I've said, I am loading a social gun right now, and that's my turn.
All right. So, Turn order rolls around while I double check exactly how many motes he has left. Good, I did the calculation correctly. Okay. Within the grip of Stalwart Daughter and Old Man, there is a sudden and honestly kind of nauseating crack and crunch that at first sounds organic until it starts to sound like glass. At which point he explodes. Like, literally
fair.
explodes. And shards of black glass fly out everywhere, through the air, and turn to black smoke, which reincorporates across the room as he is holding a hand to his chest and desperately gasping for breath. And that is his entire action to get out of that.
Yeah. For what it's worth, the round that's going to immediately come out after that, Old Man, after having like been, he's also going to be desperately grasping for breath. So like, same hat, buddy. And then he's going to get back up, and he will resume channeling motes.
And that is Old Man's roll, and then Milan's turn again.
All right, let's do a think. Let's think back to all of the
Another 5.
lessons Repose has given me about you, Sean, and how that works. Do sidereals normally act by themselves? Is this a solo affair where he has been...
The little you know is that they are the enactors of the will of heaven. That's about all you would know.
Okay.
You would not know their organizational structure or anything. His actions imply that there are people that he answers to. What nature that is and how that works? Shrug.
Okay, so what I'm going to do next is go down the line of assumption of, okay, so you're under orders. No doubt this is coming from much higher, and you're not exactly fond of using this is the best we can hope for, and I hate it. So why do this? Why bother? Why even care if this is the best you can hope for?
Fucking idiots. It has nothing to do with you. This has nothing to do with them. This is me cleaning a mistake. No more, no less. You are a freak circumstance, the lot of you. The Old Man. The fact that you learned from him. The fact that you are with him. The travels, everything is out of the way it should have been. If I fix it, it will no longer be the problem on my head.
Dang it around passant of getting a new bullet added to my magazine. Oh, you have just given me the shot to take your head off.
And do you have another social thing to turn back? Because I will just say up front, next turn, he is going to use the get the fuck out of here ability.
Okay. What I was charging up for was towards using 10,000 Minds Ablaze to establish a fact at
Go
him.
ahead.
And that fact is, after he quote-unquote made Old Man and now he has to clean it up, he's going about this wrong. He's dead set in his way of... What I'm reading is he sees this one way he needs to deal with this problem, and that is he is stuck to it. But no, there's a better way. There's always a better way.
All right, 2 dice done.
And before I do that, I'm trying to decide what that better way is, because I want to make this...
Okay, specific.
Yeah. Okay, Old Man,
I have a better way idea, actually.
go for it.
Instead of trying to kill me, why not offer me a job?
There's a visible kind of crack across his face.
And can
You
I
think
use-
that I couldn't be useful if I tear apart fate as I go? As
I
I
do not give jobs to animals!
He's not an animal. He's a human being. You know,
sort of.
you're capable of creating worship that the gods apparently use for, I think, chocolate-covered cookies or something. Whatever. Okay. So, using that as my establishing fact, charisma plus lore, and I'm using my air aspect banner power, which gives me dice equal to my intimacy, and I'm using there has to be a better way, so that's 3 additional dice. Then I'm using the lore excellency to give me plus 2 successes and double 9s. So let me make sure I'm spending this all. That's mine is 7 and a willpower. Cool. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to establish it. You know, you've got this huge asset right here. There's a better way of doing this than bumbling around and messing things up in this part of creation.
Okay, so do you have a specific better way? Or yes or no?
The specific better way was what Old Man suggested was, hey, you have this
All
thing
right, I will
that dreads
say one
fate.
thing. That's unacceptable influence.
Okay, that is okay.
That to him, that is unacceptable influence against his defining abilities. You're
Okay.
gonna have to try something else.
Okay, in that case. Okay, I've got another way to do this. Going off his intimacy of this is the best we can hope for and I hate it, which I think is the words you gave me. Buddy, just walk away. If this is shit, just
Hit the
wash your
bricks.
hands. Wash your hands of it. You don't have to do anything.
Just walk away, you say. Just walk away. All right, then that's what I'll do. And he's not there. And roll me wits integrity, as you can immediately feel your memories of the past 15 minutes or so trying to erase themselves out from under you.
What's integrity?
I will also spend 1 willpower to raise it out to 5.
I don't think 3 is going to cut it for me.
Okay, Milan is able to keep the vaguest generalities of what just happened, but would not be able to pick purple out of a crowd, and does not remember the exact wording. Old Man can remember almost exactly how it went, not the specific words, but the general gist of what just happened. And that's it. That's 3 for 3. As he vanishes from the scene, let me just go back, grab the tokens.
Should have exploded into thorns. Dang.
Suddenly, Yang and Shield come out of their reflection with a pile of flowers in front of them and roughly in the shape of a human being, and followed shortly by whoop, Repose, Angler, and the prone form of the assassin god quivering on hands and knees. It is eerily silent.
Would the rest of us remember that there was a third party here?
None of you got hit by Avoidance Kato's memory editing because you were in an alternate universe. However, you did not also see what happened to Old Man in Milan.
All right,
So
so,
It was
yeah,
exhausting.
Obsidian would
Truly
pop
exhausting.
out and just be like, well, first of all, would point at the god and be like, "We're cool."
So like as we're phasing back in, you kind of just pick up on Repose mid-sentence. If I'm going to be introducing you to people, you'll need to show them a better face than that. Come on.
We're cool. And then would point at old
Reaching
man.
in almost to put a hand on the shoulder and seeing like the moon silver vibrating aggressively at his proximity and then pulling back.
And
Milan-
would point at Milan and old man and be like, "What happened to your guy?"
He swept Stalwart Daughter's legs. She fell on him, and I think I yelled at him.
There is a visible moment of just, wait, I don't... Huh?
I'm more concerned with the safety of my precious friend here.
Stalwart Daughter just kind of looks fine, and hey, old man, roll me, let's call it with survival.
Okay.
He didn't
Or
target
again?
the horse.
What's up?
He didn't target the horse. Horse has a perfect memory of what happened.
Interesting.
I never.
Well,
target
that's
the
happened.
horse.
Old man can barely speak right now as he is currently rocked with endless coughs. But
Out of character. God, this guy's really bad at his job.
you'll remember
Right?
quickly afterwards.
Yes, I will just say out loud because I put it in the side thing. So I have mentioned the kind of angles I had on the other two villains. Purple is an establishment reactionary conservative that goes, I will use the face of bleeding lepers to destroy my enemies, and nothing will go bad. How dare you think on your own? Oh God, my face! That is his angle. Yes.
Well, dang, you should have accepted the job from the face-eating leopard who was giving him good advice. The face-eating leopards can, well, sure, eat your face, but also they'll leave the rest of you alone. It's fine.
See, that involves treating you like people, and no, that's anathemic to him because no, you're not people. You're not in the sky. You're animals.
Also, pursuing
Oh.
Animals can
yeah.
be useful. You could consider me like an ox, and that'd be great. I'd be fine with that.
also for
Animals
assuming that
deserve a lot of respect.
these all end at the exact same time. Obsidian would then
Firm
have the
nodding
immediate,
at old man.
Obsidian would then have the immediate thought of, "Oh wait, shit! Yang threw himself at a demon wizard. Is Yang all right?"
I'm fine.
Yeah, like, Yang's forearms are probably like kind of scabbed up and like gnarly looking, but it's all mostly superficial damage.
It's
Ooh,
fine.
ah.
I'm fine. Everything's
You can-
fine. I fixed.
Yeah, you can take. All right, you're good.
Old man is going to look in the eyes of Stalwart Daughter to see if there's any distinctive horse eye dilation going on of I've seen some shit. I've been to Skeeter Creek. That kind of thing.
Be specific.
If anything, you get the
Oh.
sensation looking in Stalwart Daughter's eyes of smugness, of just like, eh.
All right. I don't know what he did because it's some weird heaven bullshit. But I don't have perfect knowledge of what just happened between us. I remember most of it. But it looks like you're a very good horse remembers it all, Finan.
Single clop of a hoof in the front.
Your horse is excellent.
Hey, Yang, you should take a look at old man.
I feel like you should respect animals more.
He'll be okay. He doesn't. Who cares?
That's just old happening. What you're witnessing there is just pure raw strain old. of he's just not physically nearly as fit as anyone else in this room. He can't be. It's impossible for him to get to that point anymore.
Anyway, if you would provide your preferred styling and means of address, the first people I can introduce you to are, the word I was going to use escapes me.
Refugees?
No.
Who are you talking about?
Or crime word, crime noun.
What piece of character are you talking about?
Which group are we associating with here?
Yes.
Well, I'm not going to a specific one yet, because it's an entire category of folks that we know.
Probably associates. Yeah.
Associates with quotation marks. You're Nakama.
Okay, I've salvaged.
Untranslatable concepts.
I have salvaged a phrasing of. I am acquainted with professional opposition to the heavens who would be quite eager for opportunities to shelter any who require refuge from. If you have fear of retaliation from the offices which previously employed you. You would know better than I to what degree it may be possible to direct Heaven's law against those who have wronged you. Sadly, the great extent of my working experience is down here. Material matters, but then you've told me that that material matters are precisely the focus of your office, so...
There is a nod at that.
Yeah, so proposal do a bunch of small talking, setting up of like, okay. Yeah, so let Shea Khan know about, I've recently moved into a city, I am looking for sponsors. It's not much that I can offer you yet, but it gives you somewhere to be, far from the Isle. If you're worried, if you feel like you need to lie low, I know places off the grid that you can bolt into for a while. And probably like further along there, I'm acquainted with several sorcerers in varying circles. We have many means.
That would snap it back into Star Metal, just kind of placid, something close to a smile. You're not sure where a smile would be in this mask set. Anyway,
Angler would just speak up at this point. Stop by sometime. They'd like to see you.
If my affairs arrive, even remotely cleanly to the year's end, I expect that there will be many people who would love to hear your name spoken aside their dreams for a brighter future.
war and brighter futures really go hand in hand.
Wait, did it say war?
Yes.
It is
Remember,
about,
it said
it is a god of the use of material in war.
Yes, but Obsidian.
This is going to be, upon observing what's up with Shea Khan, up front, by the way, and looking at him for a second, old man approaching to Shea Khan, gonna go ahead and kind of, let's say, a little bashfully almost out of him. Gonna, clap metal hand onto metal shoulder, and go, "Oh, you seem to have had the rough of things."
Your companions are quite capable in combat as well as with their words.
I've always thought so. Now, this might be a bit presumptuous, but any chance you got some real Quicksilver on you?
There's a kind of shaking of the masks, kind of indenting left, indenting right to shake the head.
Understandable. I suppose I shouldn't have assumed. Well, regardless, good to meet you.
And if you were lucid for the duration of your indenture, I would like to hear your report of what has transpired.
In time. So, as the wrap up for the session, I'm just going to point out general stuff about the room. This set in the back, I really should have done this in the first place. This set in the back is a bunch of weapon and armor racks. Some of them have been taken, but most of them are still present. They are not artifact material, but they are very high quality normal material that then got turned into crystal gems. So, unless you are in the market for armor made of solid rocks that no longer articulates, or, weapons.
I mean, if I'm in the market for decorations to put in a temple devoted to a god of war material, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, hello.
Mm-hmm. So,
Decoration.
This over here
until the vibrations stop.
Generic, probably some form of artifact or first age craft of some form that got blasted by the wave and is almost certainly non-functional anymore, is just rocks now. These right here are footprints carved in the amethyst that are now bare ground. These are the only parts of stone that you have seen anywhere in the vicinity. And they are human footsteps, clawed footsteps. These are almost certainly where the two war striders were. They were here, and and Angler at this point probably would have had it earlier, but also right now. You are standing, and you get that charm that lets you know when something powerful happened. Somebody ripped a temporary portal to the Shadowlands, to the Underworld here, and dragged the war striders into it, is what happened. They just opened a portal under them, said, this is the Underworld and Creation now, and then flipped which one they were in, and then closed the game.
They brute forced it.
Yeah. And
Makes sense.
this right here is a roughly hewn... Actually, it's kind of impossible to tell what it's made of. You don't recognize what it is at all. Like, looking at it, it's none of the magical materials. It's nothing that you would say is any sort of alloy you are familiar with. It's no rocks. It's some kind of metal, maybe? It looks funny for metal. It's just a pyramidal with four sides, and the general gist of it, and the fact that it is not made of amethyst at all, and the fact that it seems completely inert, and also when you circle around it, has a hole punched into the center of it, where it was once hollow, and it looks like there were some sort of internally hanging and suspending bits that have been torn out and smashed. This is almost certainly the bomb that went off, and it has been completely destroyed.
So, you thinking Gauntlet took advantage of Oak, got him to turn the thing off, and then necromancied away the War Striders.
Opened a portal to get the War Striders out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm saying this as
Wizarded it
Obsidian.
away.
Fair.
I'm using the wrong terms on purpose.
Where is the liquid that was down here?
The liquid that is down here is in one of these sets over here. I did not draw it.
That's fine. It was more a matter of I was expecting to jump down here and there to be a giant pool of mercury, and for Angler just to go, well, fuck.
Old man to jump down and start
There is a jar
to
that
take
is
a big
sealed.
sippy.
There is a jar that has been sealed over in this direction.
All right, we'll take a look around. Angler's going to take a nap, but he'll look around later.
Let's examine that jar though, because what is it crystallized or is it normal jar material?
It is amethysted, but when you knock on it, there is the sound of a sloshing inside, and a rather heavy resistant one at that.
Liquid amethyst.
What does that sound like?
What do you think it sounds like?
Just crack the jar open.
It would be rude to just snap it open right away without first giving it proper considerations. Let's
But it's the fastest way.
let's perception aware and I suppose deep listening, Paul, to just remove any penalties that might be for listening through the jar. As opposed, just picks it up and holds it close and lets it resonate in his hand.
Yeah, go ahead. One dice down.
On a 5, can I identify?
Well, it's some sort of incredibly heavy, incredibly dense liquid that is pretty viscous from the sound of things. And it would be something that, by its own nature, and the only evidence you've seen of anything else that would resist that would be something artifact and magical material or whatever the fuck the pyramid's made out of. So it's got to be something supernatural in there.
Definitely gonna place that in front of old man.
This old
Just
man
kick-
take the big sippy.
It can't be, right? Like, the old man's going to go ahead and like put both hands on like the hips of the jug. He, by the way, had just recently from the other side grabbed a javelin that was made of pure amethyst. At this point, is because it was going to make a hand on the shoulder of the bottle there, and
may be. It may not be.
and
That is yours to discover. I will not intervene.
And yeah, I guess he's just going to go ahead and do a quick chop at the, the top of it to try to break the amethyst that is there to be able to open it up.
Well, it's liquid. It's silver. It's reflective. It's refusing to do anything with amethyst. And doesn't look like moon silver.
Does old man do the big sippy?
Old man looks around and just looks at everyone in the room like,
Does old man want his victory wine?
I was going to just be like, oh man, I'm not going to stop you, whatever. I couldn't stop you.
Angler is asleep and leaning on Shea Khan.
don't think I can lift this.
I should classify. This is like knee-high face at most. But yes.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought it was like a real big boy vase. Okay.
Big gulps, huh?
Well, old man is actually going to go ahead and do something completely bizarre and dispel wood dragon claws. He's
Whoa.
going to let his feet directly touch the ground, and he's going to go ahead and sit cross-legged into a cross-legged position.
It's amethyst. It doesn't count.
He's going to go ahead and pull it out, pull it forward, and he's going to reach behind and see if he finds like a sake cup. A little dish.
I think you could probably chip one out of the amethyst if you tried, if you can't find one. So
You can ask for pose too. You
Yeah.
can probably pull that off.
yeah.
He's going to go ahead and pour a little glass, and he's going to go ahead and say, "I have no idea what this is going to do."
That makes two of us.
Yes.
Bottoms up, and he holds up the sake dish, and then he grabs the vase and drowns the vase.
Ah, you did the cartoon cutting a piece out of the cake and then taking the whole cake.
Mhm.
The cup is the sample for later. For science.
Old man feels from the moment it touches the lips and it goes down past the throat. This is the good shit. This is it. This is true, unsullied, alchemically pure, first age Quicksilver. And as you chug, you can feel it flow through your body and immediately saturate every organ it touches. Just lungs, liver, stomach, gallbladder, all of it. Your muscles, your meridians, your lymph nodes, your brain, your eyes.
Your
all of it
ass.
is just being filled with uncontrollable power as you feel the blockages in your meridians open up. Congratulations, old man. You are now Essence 3.
Old man passes the fuck out.
Yeah, you should probably
Is
do
this
some
good?
triage.
Like, we weren't gonna
fine.
be able to stop him, but is this alright?
By the
carried
way,
that
mortals
all the
can
way
only go
here.
up to Essence 2. Old man's a weird thing now.
Old man is no longer strictly human.
That's
carried
right,
that
we
all
have
the
a
way here.
chemical in the group now.
What the fuck are you?
Cold.
Unconscious.
And
So should I heal him?
Man.
is he wounded?
Is he wounded?
Is he ill?
Old
just
man is
drank
going to be
metal.
out for an undetermined amount of time.
I'm just gonna. Does he have a pulse?
Anyway, I will have to.
He has more of a pulse than you have ever felt in your entire life. It is like the insides of his veins are punching your fingers.
Oh, he's going through a transformation. Someone get him cocoon.
Yeah, until proven otherwise. Obsidian's like, is that,
Put
is that
him
what
in
an
the
alchemical
tube.
is? Like, Obsidian has heard the name alchemical, and it's just like, is that it?
Maybe. No. Anyway,
that's
I'll,
like-
People might
he
say that
drank
that is
chemical.
like dangerously high blood pressure, or something like, you know, oh, my doctor told me my blood pressure is 420/69, tells me I'm dying while I'm hooting and hollering, chugging Quicksilver. But no, this is power.
I'm going to
Real,
glance at
raw,
Shea
true power.
Khan and just sort of tilt my head inquisitively. Any ideas?
Similar Tilt of the mask back of just fucking, I don't know.
now I can have people come out here to retrieve all of these divine relics, and Repose has probably been doing a lot of winking and nodding and establishing the general tone of how priesting works out here with Shea Khan just quietly. Just by the way, hey buddy, you're new here. Take credit for these now, and I will have some pilgrims come out here to witness this miracle you've done. This will help you get started.
But yeah, that is congratulations. The Dragon Bloods are now at Essence 4, and Old Man is at Essence 3. We have reached the end of an Essence arc and the end of this storyline. Congratulations, y'all did incredibly well, and we are in the home stretch for the plot line of Crimes of Nature. Don't know how much is left, but we are definitely in the last legs.
For how long it's going to take, it's worth noting that mechanically, the step between Essence 4 and 5 is actually extremely short. The longest by far is 3 to 4. Like, not a question at all.
I don't know if we're gonna hit 5. I haven't looked at that pacing yet. We may.
That's fair enough.
If we don't hit it naturally, I might have it hit by endgame, just because I like that idea. But we'll see. But otherwise, yeah, y'all basically have confronted almost every villain directly. You have a strong idea of what's going on. You're building allies. You have seriously undercut several plans, and you have now an approach to do stuff. You have goals. You have the end game in mind. Next time, dealing with success.
Next time, new friend, new giant liquid robot buddy.
Next time, we're sitting on new real estate.
I'm going to live forever.
Finally here in the final act, I have my home base where I can start recruiting people.
You might want to do a redecorating first.
A second one.
The vibes here are kind of
Rancid.
You know, maybe we could actually move this fort much closer to the river. It's awfully far distance
We're gonna
from the
tear
water
this
source.
damn thing down. We're just tearing it down.
We're gonna mine this thing down.
Next time. Adventure.
Awaits.